Europeans. We ain't trying to get in here. We're not trying to do that. On this stage, you're seeing that they're not cohesive. And here's why. And here's the confusion. And then I'll open it up.
Y'all not cohesive neither.
Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at the brother. We're gonna get you some discipline, brother. So here's what the issue that the FBA struggles with. You're talking to a people that requires structure. And every time they've heard a movement from Black people, it's always come with some form of structure. And here it is, the FBA is saying, no, we ain't got that structure. We just FBA. And they want to be respected as such. And let me tell you something, FBA, I respect you that way. I respect you as just the lineage, nothing more, nothing less. The danger, though, is when you start saying stuff that you want. You cannot get what you want without some form of structure, without some form of leadership, without ethics, if you want to be respected by anybody, even if you don't want to be respected by Europeans. If you want to be respected by Black people, but you don't got no structure and you can be anything, nobody's going to respect it. That's all. Hey, bring that young boy back up. I hope you ain't get rid of it. I like young niggas.
He's right here.
Listen, I want to say this to you, brother. I like your zeal. I like it. So,
I'm trying to explain FBA. Though I'm trying to explain FBA. Y'all want to understand that I'm trying to explain it to you. It's an attempt to get Black people to be on code like how everybody else is on. Chinese people is on code. Everybody, Asian, white people is on code. Everybody's on code with each other. When something goes wrong in the community, the people stick together. FBA is an attempt.
Leadership, brother.
FBA is an
leadership.
Listen, no, the thing about the leader is that's the reason why y'all want Tariq to be the leader. Because they make
we want Tariq.
No, listen what I'm saying. I'm trying to explain the problem with the leader. Once you make Tariq the leader and they knock Tariq off, now it seems like something in my head been knocked off.
Leader, brother. Nobody said that.
No, but I'm saying, y'all, people saying that we need a leader. So if they want
a leader, and there's also a chain of command, brother. If one get knocked off, you got a chain of command. You got to move like an organization.
No, but
you got to move.
That's what I'm trying to say, sir. That's what I'm trying to say, sir.
Hold on. You got to move like you're a serious group, brother. I'm not saying be militant like the Panthers or like the Nation of Islam, but if you want to be taken serious, you have to have organization. You have to have a leader. You got to have some smart people up in there, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Let me say one more thing, sir.
Hey, I had a homeboy.
It can't be just no dumb niggas dropping out of school and everybody could just talk and don't know nothing about law, don't know nothing about movements, don't know nothing about nothing. You got to have lawyers, doctors, and every goddamn thing in the movement. And guess what? You do have that. But you got to start appointing somebody, bro, as the head, as the leader, where he could be able to move the organization forward. And if you don't have that, guess what you're going to have? Chaos within your own group. And you got chaos right now. And if you had a leader, none of you young ends wouldn't even went up on the elder Professor Smalls. Because you would have had organization. You would have had skills to do that. Come on, man. Now go ahead, brother.
All right, so what I'm trying to say is that it's branches, it's people with different minds, right? Like the dude with the yellow sweater. We need people in politics. I'm not saying we don't need people in politics. I'm not saying that. That's why he's speaking. That's why he's in that lane speaking for FBAs in that manner. Then they need people that's on the streets. That's gonna be more aggressive. Then they need people that's gonna be spiritual. That's just all in all. But everybody have a different stance on. That's why FBA is a lineage. It's not no religion. That's the point of it. The point is the dude like the dude with the yellow hoodie. He didn't say nothing wrong. But what I'm saying is that's not the reason why it's not my stance, because I don't believe the Caucasian will ever give us no reparations. We can have to take it. That's my stance. I'm not about to waste my time marching. So we all got different stances, but that don't change the fact that we FBA is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, we got to stand on code with one another, no matter what we believe. That's the point of it.
Right. And so for us, we look at it like if I'm ISUBK and so somebody else in ISUBK wants to do something, I agree with it. There is no disagreement. Y'all allowed to do different things. Even when you say you got the more aggressive, what does the more aggressive do? Can you explain what that is? What do you do more?
Not from him. We got to move forward. Let's get another brother. Because you asked the question, I wanted to bring on my brother.
No, you good.
All right, let me bring on
Sonetta, before you go, I'm about to drop.
Okay.
Is there a way I can get in touch with you and Captain Tazayach?
Let's type it in the back chat.
And you got your number in the back chat? I'll put my number in the back chat.
I'm gonna put my number in the back chat, brother, in the private comments.
Okay. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my number in the back chat as well.
Cool. I appreciate that, man. And I appreciate you, Sonetta, for bringing me up too. Thank you, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming up, man.
Okay. Let me see the back chat. Where is the back chat?
If you when you look in the Streamyard, you should see people and you should see comments. And when you see people, click the people.
Yeah, I see people.
All right, so when you click that people, you see studio chat. Click that studio chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, they must have switched it up.
Yeah, it did. I had to find it too. That's my number right there. All right.
All right. Sonetta, you can put yours in there too?
Yeah, I'm doing it right now.
All right.
Go ahead. Dr. Reggie, go ahead.
Okay, peace to the chat, peace to the family. Captain, I am actually proud of you.
All right, my number's in the back, brother.
You proud of me?
Monkey boy.
Yeah, I'm actually proud of what you said. So what it is to the FBAs, all of you, right? And Tariq Nasheed, get your babies in order. Get all your babies in order.
What's up with the insult?
I'm not talking.
You talking to grown men. You don't call me a baby, bro.
Okay, so let me explain something.
Yeah, monkey boy.
So let me explain.
All right, let's not come on, y'all. Let's not turn this thing crazy. Now,
hold on. Wait, let me just
wait, I'm talking.
Everybody relax. Reggie,
no,
relax.
hold on, Reggie. Hold on. Evidently, you didn't hear what's being said, Reggie.
No, wait.
Captain video. I don't want to mess this video up.
Thank you.
Okay. So
and Reggie, wait, Reggie. Before you go, Reggie, you did start it calling them babies out. Nobody did that on the stage. So let's just keep it professional, because Elder Sultan and all the brothers that respect them, they don't want to be called babies on the stage. So let's just keep it, without the name calling.
Okay. If a rock hits you, right? If a rock hits you, if you organize and you discipline, that wouldn't bother you at all. But if you're looking for a reason, right, to jump out, that's because you got hit, right? I'm talking to Tariq Nasheed. Okay. Everybody who's an FBA, get that on code out your mouths. Because you're not on code. Because we don't even know what the code is. You don't even know what the code is. Right? So the problem is when you're all contradict, you will never hear ISUPK contradict. If I disagree with Sonetta and he says, hold up, Brother Reggie, I'm going to hold up. I may be upset. That's why I could talk to Sonetta. Sonetta and Sonetta could talk to Captain Tazayach. We could totally disagree, but we are going to respect. Now, the disrespect that the FBAs have put on Professor Small and all the other people that they call old people, don't get upset, right? Because I'm upset. Now, the FBAs, Foundational Black Americans, you're going to not like this. The Foundational Black Americans are dead. Don't hijack the people who built America. You're not them. You are the descendants, right? Trying to survive like all of us. So don't create something like the FBAs as if it's continuous, because the last FBA, the last person that you call FBA, died about 80 years ago. Died about anybody connected to the slave trade. So the last people that we know is the people from the Wanderer and the Catilda, right? The ones that lived to 100, they died.
The Wanderer, the Catilda. Yeah, that's, who Attorney Dennis Perlin is?
Well,
do you know who Attorney Dennis Perlin is? Are you familiar with his reparation lawsuit, against the continent of Africa?
You don't need to be talking, dude. This is an FBA show.
No. You had your time. You had your time. You just don't like what I just said, Sinetta.
All right, go ahead, Reggie. Finish up so I can get back to these brothers. Go ahead. Do your thing. Go in.
What I'm trying to say, and I'm going to land my plane. The people who built America, our people who built America.
Captain, read the text. Go ahead.
Connected to the slave trade have passed on. We're all descendants, your descendants. Now, being on code and saying that your genealogy connects you to the slave trade, that may be so, but most of the time that is blank. I need some of you.
Hold on, brother. Just let him finish so we ain't got to keep starting. Once he finished, then y'all could go in again.
I told you, young man, control your mouth, man.
Right. See, the fact of the matter is, those people calling yourselves FBAs, just as a name, I'm waiting for anyone. I can tell you, my name is Reginald Mabry. My father's Alfred Mabry, born in 39. My father's father is Alfred Mabry, born in 1912. His father was Willie Pender. He was born out of wedlock, right? He was born in 1880. His father, Sterling Pender, was born in 1867. His father, Pompey Pender, was born in 1808. See, I can tell you that because I really know. You should know. So we don't know who you are. We just hear a claim, right? So my whole point of view on this is, right, is you being on code, delete that because you're not on code. You don't have no discipline, you don't have no training, you don't have no organizations, and you don't have no receipts, right? As a group, you were born, I just hate to tell you this, you was born in 2019 when my brother Tariq Nasheed came up with FBAs. So I'm going to stop, right? But I just want to let you know, let's just do grammar and English correctly, right? You are not the foundational Black Americans. You're the descendants. You got no plan. You got no receipts. We're all angry. But then what we're doing is we're taking it out on each other instead of the oppressor. Sinetta got boots on the ground. My brother Captain Tazayach got boots on the ground in an organization. You people, listen, you people, you have a right to say, but the facts are the facts. You are disorganized, right? And it's like it's Captain Tazayach said. It seems to be about social media, right? It seems to be about signal boosting. It's not about, you don't have a plan for reparations. Last words. Show me a plan for reparations. Show me a plan. That's what you are. That's your con. Reparations. You show me a plan for reparations, something in writing. You just think that by getting a whole bunch of people together on reparations, we're going to get reparations. Show me a plan for reparations. Sinetta, thank you for talking. And I'm a
all right, thanks, Reggie. Discipline. All right. Hey, DJ Joker, turn on your camera. Let me bring David Walker up in the building. The young G is in here. David Walker, what up, brother?
Peace, Sinetta. How you feeling, man?
Good, brother. What's up?
What's going on with the rest of the panel? Everybody all right?
Yeah. Are you FBA?
Yes, sir.
All right. Captain, do you got a question for the brother?
No,
anything about the FBA?
I'll probably, as he's talking, I may have a question and response, but I'm fine with him.
All right, brother, can you tell us a little bit about the FBA, about the rules, laws, and stuff like that? Who can be FBA, who can't be? Is FBA open to lesbians, homosexuals, what?
Well, see,
and I have no problem. Hold up, let me let you know. I'm not homophobic. I have no problem with what somebody else want to do with their body or their life. I ain't got no problem with that. I just want to say that.
Okay, understood. Well, see, here's the thing. I think this conversation is being really overcomplicated. Like very, very much so overcomplicated. Again, FBA is not an organization. It's not even a movement of itself, and it's not an ideology. It's not a movement. organization, or ideology. I'm gonna say it one more time, like Dr. Umar. It's not a movement, an organization, or an ideology. You know what I'm saying? It is just a bloodline. That's it. That's all. So yes, can somebody be things that we may not really smile upon, really, and still be FBA? Yes, because it's not a membership thing. It's about your bloodline. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got liabilities within they within their own ethnic groups. You know what I'm saying? And as a matter of fact, when somebody let's put it simply, you have COONs and sellouts within Black Americans, right? Or FBAs. But what we do, what we do is when we identify those sellouts, we chastise them and we put and we blow them up and let them know, like, hey, this person right here, this such and such and so and so is a sellout. He or she is off code. And there that is. So in terms of having like bylaws, organizations, and policies and things like that, you have foundational Black Americans that have started organizations. You know what I'm saying? There's many different organizations within FBA. Hell, as a matter of fact, a great deal, probably, I'm gonna just throw an estimate out there. Probably about 90% of the conscious community is foundational Black Americans. The majority of Pan-Africans are foundational Black Americans. I see Baba Reggie shaking his finger. But
what about Israelite?
Yes, if they can trace their blood.
But he's right though. But the brother David is right, because you got.
I'm saying, David, don't forget about the Israelite community. 90% of them too.
That's what I'm saying. They're part of the conscious community. Or is that right, Cap? I don't want to be wrong.
No,
y'all consider yourselves a part of the conscious community?
No, we ain't a part of the conscious. I run the conscious community like Jesse Owens.
Okay.
Wait, matter of fact, Usain Bolt. I gotta update it. Usain Bolt. But no, but David is Reggie. You can't shake your head, Reggie. If y'all ever gonna understand FBA, you cannot shake your head at what David said, because you gotta respect. In order to understand people, and I learned this from debates, you gotta understand where they're coming from. And so what David is simply saying is just the lineage. So if he said in the conscious community they're African American, nobody would bat an eye. If he said the Israelites they're African American, nobody would bat an eye. If he said Pan-Africanists are African American, nobody would bat an eye. That's what they're saying FBA is. Now, wait, I got you, Reggie. And now the only confusion though, David, is when people come and try to delineate the type of FBAs with the tether term, because the brother said a Black person, a foundational Black person, could be a tether based on if they're on code or not.
Now, which one said that?
It was a brother in here that said, I don't know if he was the one with the yellow hoodie. I can't remember which brother came in here and said that. But no, matter of fact, it was an Israelite brother that is FBA that said that. So is that true? Maybe you could tell me, David, is that true?
No.
Is it FBA?
Okay,
is
so the only way,
question, I'm gonna give you the answer just so the audience can know what you're answering. So the question I'm asking you is, can a foundational Black American be a tether?
Would you gonna give me the answer too?
No, I want you to give the answer.
Or are you telling me the answer?
Oh, the answer. No, I was gonna just like the answer that the brother said was, if he's a sellout, he would be a tether. That was the answer the brother gave. Okay. So what I'm asking you is, can a foundational Black American be a tether?
No, you can't be a tether to your own ethnic group. You would just be a sellout. You know what I'm saying? You would just be a sellout. Now, if he would be a tether if he went over to another person's community or ethnic group and tried to take out without putting back in. That would then make him a tether. Like say if I went over,
ain't that a sellout?
Say what?
That's still, ain't that a sellout?
Well, they could be synonymous, but it's one of them things where I forgot how it goes in geometry. Like a rectangle can be a square, but a square can't be a rectangle. You know what I'm saying? Like what I'm saying is within your own, you can't be a tether to your own ethnic group. You see what I'm saying? Like you would just be a sellout amongst your own. You would just be a traitor to your own people.
Okay, I got you. That's all I have for him. I don't know if we got anybody. I got about 10 more minutes.
Yeah. Can I just say one thing to you?
Yes, you can. Wait, and I want to get King Simon in there, but I think Sanetta might. Oh, there go my boy King Simon. But Reggie, if you could be brief, and then I want to hear from King Simon.
So the reason why I'm proud of you is because even though I disagree with your hard stance, you're crystal clear. ISUPK is crystal clear, right?
Right.
And so that's why we talk. What we find out is that these brothers, they want us to think that they're clear, but a lot of us are older than them, right? Been in these streets, right? Actually dealt with the European, right? And also protected our elders. Like you respect Professor Small, but you disagree with them, right?
Right.
But they forget that they have to all the things that you said right? And you ask them about tether, they're not clear on it. Professor Small is was a tether to them. Professor Small is a traitor to them. Professor Small is a sellout to them, but Professor Small got receipts. Brother Reggie got receipts. Sanetta got receipts, right? You got receipts. These young brothers, I respect them for who they can become, but they got no receipts, and you get receipts in the organization following rules, getting trained, right? There's no training, so it's a hodgepodge, and guess what? That's right for the oppressor.
Stop tearing down while we trying to build. Stop tearing down while we trying to build.
Why are you talking?
Hey, brother, you gotta stop, man. Brother, you gotta stop, man. You're the only one blurting out like that, brother.
We're not FBA. This is an FBA show. We're trying to figure out what the FBA thing.
I'm not FBA. Wait, I'm not FBA. You don't say that, man. You gotta be quiet.
You're trying to get an understanding. He not.
It don't matter. It don't matter. Respect the man speaking up. If you're gonna grow as a man, you got to be able to listen to other people speak.
I am a man. That's why I don't care about what you think.
Shut the fuck up. Then shut the fuck up.
That's why I don't care about what you think.
It's not nothing. You can drop him. You can drop the cat. The guy, Mr. Kraft, I think we've tried long enough to work with this young man. He can learn in silence.
Okay, I'm going to give the rest of my time because, Captain, one thing about it, again, you are crystal clear. You are always on code. Some of the other camps ain't on code. ISUPK under the Commandant General Yohana, I disagree, but y'all are on code. Right. And then when you're on code, then what we can do is we can unite on some things that we can unite on. We will be in the streets together. We can't unite on people making up things as they go, not even doing history on their own families to see who they are, but just calling them something that they created 5 years ago. I'll stop.
Hey, can I say something?
Where's is King Simon there? King Simon was next. There you go, King Simon. What's up, King Simon? How you doing, brother?
Peace to all the brothers, peace to the panel, man. Thank y'all very much. Big up to the FBA family that's striving to do what they got to do to maintain a lineage and delineate what they have to delineate. I'm supportive of it 100%, but I do not support the disrespect. I do support what Captain Tazayach was saying about people just doing all kind of craziness and still considering themselves or allowing themselves to be what they call FBA. Because even in every community, every organization, you have your problems, but there's always some type of some type of structure that will prevent you from going down the molestation road, the pedophilia road, and all that kind of stuff. So I understand what Captain Tazayach was, and family. Let me tell you something. I've been battling and helping the American community since I've been here. My family's from Jamaica. I'm a foundational Black Caribbean of the Americas. Period. I cover all of this, and because I've been in the Nation of Islam since I was 14, we are the original man of the whole planet. That's right. Period. I don't get caught up into that no more. But I understand delineation. Caribbeans want to delineate, get their money from the British. America delineate, get their money from the British that came over to America, the Spanish, the Portuguese, the Spanish people got to get their money from Mexico. And I understand that. So keep on doing what y'all doing, but don't disrespect others that's been helping. I've been boots on the ground from the 5% to the Ansar to the Nation. I've been boots on the ground in different places, even in the Caribbean, in Canada. I've been boots on the ground since I was young. So when people call people tether just because they just doing generalization, that's what I call CIA tactics. And that's what I'm talking about with Professor Small, because if you look up what CIA tactics are, from my studies under Dr. Khalid and the rest of them, CIA tactics is disinformation, separation of people, and putting out things against it. I would not call Tariq a CIA. And I know Professor Smalls didn't do it, but I feel that Tariq is like the new Jesse Jackson. He came with a term, and now everybody's riding with it. Now it's time for them to formulate some type of structure around it. And I understand they don't want to put no leader to it. I understand that, because that leader will get targeted real quick. He'll get taken out, period. Because there's a movement. Somebody said it wasn't a movement. No, it is a movement. But I understand you want to respect your lineages, respect your lineage. I respect your lineage. I've never, let me tell y'all something right now before I get off. I've never disrespected this American lineages, because I used to be a DJ, I used to spin music. I've been a part of this since I was born here. I was born here in New York in the Brooklyn Jewish Hospital.
Okay, don't go nowhere, King Simon. You my beloved brother, man, always. But I got to ask them this. Now, this is real talk, to see where they at. Now, where are you from, King Simon? Where your family from?
My family from Jamaica and Cuba. I'm born here 58 years.
Okay, 58 years. See that? Now, David Walker, do you see King Simon as FBA?
Oh, wait. He said he was an FBA.
FBA. I'm an FBA.
I thought you was about to ask me if I see him as a tether. That's why I jumped so fast and said no. I should have listened to the rest of your question, but I thought you were about to ask me if he was a tether. I was about to say absolutely not.
You said he's not a tether.
Mm-mm.
I'm respectful to this.
So what is a tether? What is a tether?
He's just not FBA.
A tether is someone who tried to link on to the FBA. They try to link on to lineage and try to
make the screen everybody so we can see everybody talking. So thank you.
Okay, FA is someone who's trying to attach themselves to lineage. Right. Like, say you're from the Caribbean, anywhere, you come and join with me, and you in a line to get reparations with me, and they say, okay, I got my.
But you know what's crazy with that, Suntan?
Huh?
You know what's crazy with that?
What?
We've been attached on to the lineage before there was a FBA, before there was ADOS. We've been doing this work before that. When the people that's coming on board now, that was just walking around with doo-doo diapers in their drawers, we've been doing this work, bro. And so now
we stood up to police officers from Canada to here. I've been standing up to police officers.
What I'm saying is they just come in and they trying to disassociate people from being a part of the family. You see, that's the crazy part. And that's what King's saying. That's what I'm saying. My part of Puerto Rican. I told you, I'm man. Like I'm who I am, and I'm never going to stop being that.
It's not why I got the screen. I just want to say this. I delineated away from just the movement itself, because I was with it when it first started back in 2019. As I showed y'all, the tapes and everything. I've been with Tariq then. But I just, Tariq, my man, I just couldn't get, it wasn't sitting right with me when and this go to you too, Captain, when he said them stinking Africans. I just couldn't, I couldn't deal with that.
Hey, you know that. Listen, I love that. I love that about FBA. They got that part right.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the part that you never knew I was FBA, because I moved back from them, calling, they was calling them, he always got, if you look at YouTube channel of Tariq, you always see a funny looking African with big eyes or something, and he's being kind of mocked. But he looked like me, but that's the tether.
And Captain,
yeah, let me go back to King Simon. Let him finish.
I'm about to roll.
Yeah, Captain, you said earlier that the Israelite history comes from out of West Africa. That's what you said, right?
I said that. Yeah.
Why do you disrespect the people from West Africa?
Not the Israelites, but the Hamites. But the Hamite, that's why I say Hamite. That's why I try to say Hamite often, so people can know I'm delineating. So I'm because like,
but you know, that's just a belief. King Simon, ain't no such thing as a Hamite.
Look at this nigga hating. Look at this nigga hating, man.
That's just
hating,
Captain's.
man.
Hold up, that's just Captain's belief. There's no such thing.
Everything is belief.
Let me finish, Captain. There's no such thing as a Hamite. There's no such thing as Ham, Japheth, and all that stuff. Captain's is going along with the belief system.
Ain't no such thing as an Israelite then. But you be talking about the.
I didn't say that, brother. I didn't say that.
If there's a such thing as an Israelite, then it got to be a such thing as a Hamite.
Yeah, but those are converts, brother. Those who claim to be Israelites is converts.
For a man that talk about the Bible, for a man that talk about the Bible every day, you cannot say you don't believe in that. Hey, wait, Simon. No, hey, Si, I got a hard 5 o'clock shut off because we got to take care of that.
Thank you once again, brother, for coming through. And appreciate you, brother. Close out.
I think what people need to understand with FBA, and I'm glad David kind of set the tone for it. FBA is just lineage. The only caveat I'm gonna give the brothers of the FBA is it's hard for you to get the respect of black people when there's no morality or code or structure or body or something that you can look at, and that's where the fight comes at. And so that's what I would say. But I have no issue with Tariq. I have no issue with FBA. But I do have an issue with y'all not having morality. That's it. That's all I got to say. So I appreciate y'all rocking with us.
Appreciate that. Hey, let me bring on Brother Live. Brother Live, what's up, man? Talk to me, man. What's your gripe, man? You're a Muslim, brother. Brother's a Muslim, but he's a foundational Black American. Yes?
I just want to, I came basically on just to, I keep hearing first and foremost, peace and blessings to you all, y'all brothers, as well as y'all families, man. I keep hearing everybody say code. But what's the definitive line that you guys are drawing between code and law? There's a big difference.
That's the question.
Where's the citing laws? Where's anything?
That a question for the FBA brothers?
Anyone in FBA brothers.
All right, if you're FBA, if y'all want to answer that, come on out, speak out.
Say that again. Ask your question again, Aki.
Hold on, let me answer this because I got the code right here. Yeah, peace to the channel, peace to the panel, peace to the chat. Yeah, the code is by Nellie Fuller Jr., the United Compensatory Code Concept for Victims of Racism and White Supremacy. That's the code. So everybody keep talking about what's the code, what's the code, what's the code? That's the code for victims of racism and white supremacy. All we're saying is that we're our own distinct ethnic group in this country. And we're tired of these other ethnic groups throwing their trash on us and making everything an FBA problem. FBA is a distinct lineage. It's not a group. It's not a cult. It's not a religious organization. The code is the leader, meaning the code book by Nellie Fuller Jr., who just transitioned back in February of this year. And we're still learning this code about how to defeat the global system of racism and white supremacy. Now, when we call a tether is somebody that's trying to undermine what FBA is doing. So you got CARICOM. That don't include FBA and CARICOM. You got all these other little reparations organizations and groups internationally, AFRICOM. They try to take over our lineage claim here in the United States. Now, let me do some straightening. FBA came from Dr. Claude Anderson. It was Native Black Americans. Dr. Claude Anderson back in 2013 said that we were exceptional people and that we needed to get that addressed because we were being maligned, neglected by the two-party system. Both the Democrats and the Republicans practice malign neglect. That's when they lump us into broad, ambiguous terms such as people of color, minorities, immigrants. We're not immigrants. We are the foundation of this country, the United States of America. Our ancestors, yes, our ancestors built this country, and we are the direct descendants of them. So that's why we say we are foundational Black Americans, FBA. We are not a group. We're not an organization. We're not ADOS.
Okay. Now, with you answering that, brother, the citing codes and things of that nature. There's no citing codes. If I wanted to cite it and cite a law, there's a citing code. I can cite it. There's none of that. Second of all is this, brother. If that being the case, just saying for argument's sake, brother, if that being the case, the same movement that you guys have right now is the same as the ABO movement. Why not just piggyback off of that and not name yourself FBA? Just move the same way as the ABOs, because it's the same exact movement.
Can I get at this one?
Hey, don't. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, David.
Okay, real quick. Brother Lai, you said the same thing as the Afro movement?
ABOs. ABO movement.
ABOs.
Not Afro. Not Afro. ABO.
Spell it out. Because my volume is kind of low on my phone with your video.
The same movement that Aboriginals or so-called Indians here in the Americas, the same movement, the same protocol and guidelines and structuring or how they move is the same exact way as the FBA. So if that being the case, why not definitively define yourselves as the same as them? Why change the naming? For tax reasons? For filing of taxes or something?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So I'll say this, that from what I'm finding is that there's camaraderie between the Aboriginal movement and I'll say the delineation movement. Because see, this is kind of what's getting conflated too. Again,
I'm not trying to make it convoluted, brother. I just want to get a clear understanding so everybody can understand the difference between the both.
I got you. So the again, FBA is just the bloodline, just the descriptive term for our ethnic group. That's it. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. Now, in terms of a movement, delineation is the movement of people from said bloodline to gatekeep and protect the legacy thereof. That's the difference. FBA is just the bloodline. Delineation is like the intellectual defense of it, right? So now, in terms of the relationship between the Aboriginals and the delineation movement, like I've seen some of us go at it with each other, but then you have others from the Aboriginal movement who, they kind of on the same thing. The Aboriginals, from what I understand, they mostly believe that, Black people was 100% already here. We didn't come from no slave ships. You know what I'm saying? We didn't come from Africa. Like many of us in the delineation movement don't subscribe to that per se. You know what I'm saying? Like myself, I think two things can be true at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I subscribe to pre-colonial Black presence in America. And then I also know that the slave trade did take place, and we're just a combination of both groups.
Know that the slave trade did take place, and we're just a combination of.
Hey, yo, can you go on mute? Can you go on mute?
The albums are included in FBA.
All right. Let me ask you. Are there any ABOs? I mean, not ABOs. Are there any FBA brothers that's here right now on the channel? Everybody go on mute. Are there any FBA brothers that's here on the?
Are there any FBA brothers that's here on the?
All right, I'm gonna have to put everybody in the back, man.
All right, I'm gonna have to put everybody in the back, man.
Let me mute Brother Lau.
Let me mute Brother Lau.
No, that ain't Brother Lau. That's Khalif. Let me put Khalif in the back for a minute. All right. Are there any FBA brothers that's not chicken shit that will go and come on the program and have a discussion with one of our young Grandmaster teachers, Dr. Reggie? Anyone, raise your hand. And he's calling you. And Reggie is, he's dealing with African-American information. So are any one of you not chicken shit to take on one of our best?
Reggie wants to smoke.
Yeah, who wants to smoke? For information. I see you, my brother. I see you.
We talking about.
I'm still waiting for somebody to come with some type of sightings.
Hold up, Jesse Paris. Will you take on Brother Reggie in a discussion or debate?
Baba, come on, man. Like
Hold on, bro. Hold on. I'm trying to get something going here, man. Come on, brother. Now you gonna love this, brother.
Yeah, I know.
Grandmaster's back in the ring, man, doing this thing. So, are you saying yes, Jesse?
Yes.
All right. Can you put your number in the private chat so I can give you a call? Or yeah, do that, and then I'm gonna put my email up so you can hit me up.
But Sir, don't you have Tyreek's number?
Yes, me and Tyree gonna do an interview real soon. I spoke to him yesterday.
I see, Sonetta. I already have a problem with the young good brother here. First of all, he has an African name and he has a Caribbean name in his name.
All right, hold up, Reggie. I don't want you to scare nobody.
Wait. Let me finish. See, this is what we talk about.
Hold up, Reggie. There go my email right there, brother. Take that down, write that down, send me your number.
That's the way it is what you're asking.
Say that again.
Brother Reggie, are you asking why my name?
No, brother. Do you hear me? I said they got my email on the screen.
Oh,
I need you to take my email down. Any one of you brothers, hit me up with your number, and I'll call you, and we're gonna set up a discussion or debate with you and brother Dr. Reggie.
Wait, first of all, Sonetta, here's the thing is, first, that's the problem with the FBAs. I need the FBAs to say that he is the one to speak to me, because I am the FBA op, right? So I need to, and I just noted whether or not his name is, he can give his rationale, and I'm gonna listen to it. But his name is Shekavera and is Kwame Nkrumah, right?
Oh.
And so if you're talking about, that's our brother Jesse. He took his name off, or his name disappeared. But I need to find out if the FBAs think he's on code to be able to talk to me, right? So that's the problem. I would like to talk to FBA, but I would like to talk to somebody that I don't see immediate contradictions. Now there's my young brother, David Walker. I'm 60 years old. So can I say my young brother? Is that acceptable?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Acceptable. Okay. Great. So thank you so much. Of the people that I have listened to, it sounds like you are the most on code, right? You have, but you do have some separations, because when you start talking about native blacks in this country, my problem is all native blacks in this country were not.
But see, Reggie, you can't get him for that, because he's probably just an ex-Pan-African. At one point, he was into the Pan-African movement.
No, and a lot of foundational. Let me say this: a lot of delineators are. I was a former Pan-Africanist, and this is why
moved over and they integrated and
this is why I don't bang on Pan-Africanists and I don't disrespect Pan-Africanists.
See, that's the problem. You may not be on code with them because that's what they do. That's not what you do. So we have a motley group, not you, good brother, but we have a motley group of people articulating what's on code. Now, the other brother, Shea Cavera, right? He was talking about Neely Fuller. Yes, you took Neely Fuller, but you didn't understand Neely Fuller. He talked about everything you say, you do, you act is against global white supremacy, but with everything you say, you act, right, is against other black people. So you are not, you're not on Neely Fuller's code. You've reframed this code, but that's not Neely Fuller's code. I'll stop.
All right, hold on. Hey, DJ Joker, what's up, man? Are you FBA? Are you FBA?
What's up with it, yes, I would say I am, and I'll kind of clarify that. Appreciate being on your channel. I grew up in the conscious era watching you, brother Reggie, and everybody, so shout out. But first, I'll say what makes me an FBA is because I don't come from an immigrant background on neither one of my parents' sides. My lineage has always been here. We come from the slaves that built this country. A lot of this stuff has been said, but that lineage is sacred. That is what built America, slavery, etc. We know other people were roped in with that. But I think the biggest point is that we've been grouped in with immigrants and all these other groups for so long. especially during probably the 70s, 80s, you know, coming up with the terms, you know, African American. You know, a lot of us kind of disagree with that now because we've never been there. We weren't born on that continent. You know, we've always been here. And because we've been classified as that, that has allowed other groups to come in and take policy. It's allowed other groups to also come in. You have immigrants in office, immigrants that are in the Black caucus. Now, I'm not saying immigrants are bad or anybody that comes from them, because we have a lot of people that were on, you know, from the Black Panther movements, et cetera, that have always been on code and is always represented. So it's not that, but we have had an issue with people being in positions of power, overlooking us and not doing anything for us, whether it's been Supreme Court justices, President Obama, you know, etc. There's nothing that is specifically going, you know, to descendants of the slaves here in this country. So I think that it was a big focus to reclassify, you know, get people reawoke again. This history movement that I say a lot of you guys actually started, who, you know, with all the street battles and all of that, even shout out to Captain Tazayach, you know, that started this new form, you know, of consciousness. So now that we're here, it's about policy and being on code with that. Like the brother was saying, Millie Fuller. Yeah, that's good. You know, with white supremacy or somebody that's close to that today, Brother Jason Blacc, the Black Authority, or Professor Black Truth, you know, of staying on code and identifying our enemies who are in office, identifying our enemies that are within the community so we can make change. I say a big part of being on code is also working within your community. That's FBA. That's where we come from. You know, the ancestors of the past and that work, sticking to ourselves and making something out of it. But we've been robbed. We've been robbed for all of that. Reparations is another topic. We can get into that. But I just wanted to say that piece to just kind of, you know, clarify that, because it's been proven that you have, you know, immigrants in seats of power and the Black caucus and don't do anything for you. They knocked down a recent reparations bill. You know, so we need us speaking. We need more mayors, governors, all of that. So that's how you kind of fight the system. So as far as getting a code and written order and some type of esteemed elder class, which I agree you should have. You know, and I look to everybody from Anthony T. Browder to the Kaba Kamenes and all of that, Mfundishi, though, that's my esteemed elder class, you know, that taught me to be on code with this history. So I say, you take that history now, what we need policy. And so everybody pointed out some good things, but I just wanted to drop them gems in there. Big support, you know, shouts out to everybody. I'm listening.
Can I close out, sir?
Well, I'm gonna say this to the young brother. Oh, King Simon, you want to talk? You
I just want to close out real quick.
I'm by a few months, or you may not be.
No, I'm actually 2 years younger than you, so you go ahead and speak.
You go ahead. Go ahead. Beauty before age. Go ahead. Black beauty before age. Go ahead.
Both of y'all old, man. Go ahead, man.
No, we're not. I can still climb trees. Come and climb one with me. Yo, one love to all of y'all, man. Thank y'all very much for allowing me to come on, man. I support what the FBA is doing, as long as they're doing it respectful. And remember, keeping those alliances are very important. I want you to get whatever you want to get, as long as it's respectful. Just like the late Ashada Secure. She had an alliance. That's why she was able to go to Cuba. She wanted to go to Tanzania, but she decided to go to Cuba and stay there and live her life under an alliance. And big up to the brother Shay, who shouted out a dear friend of mine who I talk to him every time on his birthday, Neely Fuller, Professor Neely Fuller, and also Claude Anderson, who I used to book him and bring him to New York back in the day. So thank you for shouting that out, because I got all their books. Just keep on doing what you got to do and make your ancestors, your FBA ancestors, and your worldwide ancestors that never sold out. Make them proud. Make them proud. Have a nice day.
Okay, so what I want to ask the FBAs, there's a sister in history. Her name is Amanita Ross. Does anybody know who she is? Amanita Ross? Anybody know who she is? One of the most important Black figures in Black America. Amanita Ross. You never heard of her?
Nope.
Any of you?
You speak to the FBAs, or you speak to anybody in general?
Anybody in general. Amanita Ross. Okay. Amanita Ross, she married a Tubman. Her name became Harriet Tubman. Amanita Ross. Wow. Amanita Ross's grandmother was an African, right? Many of the people that we know at that time periods, they were African. They are our parents' people, some of our greatest people. Thurgood Marshall's grandfather was an African. Malcolm X's great grandfather was an African, right? Many of the people that we know direct from the continent didn't spend so many years in this country, but migrated during this time period. We have this organization called the Foundation of Black Americans.
It's not an organization.
Okay, then that's worse. We have a group, a social media group.
No, not a social media group.
Black Americans.
It's not, and I'm not trying to disrespect you, Elder, but I can't let you do that. I can't let you do that.
What is? Wait, so David, let me finish.
So explain. I just want somebody to explain it then.
Right.
Just explain it to me.
Okay, so we can talk. So let me just finish this point, and then I'm going to talk to you about that. Okay, and I think this is going to bring in. So what FBAs don't know, because they don't do good research, when we got autonomy in this country, when we had some semblance of freedom, what organizations did we name? What are our most prominent organizations that we named from the FBAs? What are the most prominent? I'm talking about 1782. What are our most prominent organizations that we began to name ourselves? Sarnetta knows. Brother La knows. What? But I'm talking to you because you're trying to teach our people about lineage. So I'm asking you, what do we call ourselves?
Okay, so yeah, lineage and organization is something separate, but enlighten me though, because I'm not too proud to admit I'm not sure. So tell me.
Okay, fine. I'm David Walker. You got a good name. You got a good historical name. I can talk.
Indeed, right?
Right, a good name. I picked that up. Right, no contradiction with a David Walker. Right, who wanted to go back to Africa? By the way,
no, he didn't.
David Walker did not want to go back to Africa.
I got his quote right here. David Walker, who
he didn't want to build a
named
Jerusalem
after.
in Africa.
He said,
okay, we'll get to that. He's going to give me a quote. I'm going to wait while he's looking up his quote.
I found
the most prominent organizations that we created in 782. Okay, you found it. I'm going to listen.
He said, and this is from David Walker's appeal. He said, America is more our country than it is the whites. We have enriched it with our blood and tears. And will they drive us from our property and homes, which we have earned with our blood? This land, which we have watered with our tears and our blood, is now our mother country.
Okay. Okay. He said
but that was, what did he say? He said more than that in his life. Big up Virginia. He said more than that in his life.
Right.
But I think it's a shame. Y'all call yourself foundational Black Americans. You don't know who Avenida Ross was.
Yeah. So that's because you are my brother, right? My brother in my age group. So then the most prominent organization.
I'm 49, Reggie.
Huh? You said what?
I said I'm 49. I just grayed earlier.
I got you by 11 years, but you close to some of these other brothers, right?
Yeah, I feel you.
Okay. But what you say, how can I say, speeds up your age into wisdom, right? So excuse me for that, but what you said and how you said it was important. So young people, our most prominent organizations, the first organizations that we had were the African Union Society, the Free African Union Society, the African Humane Society, the African Benevolent Society, the African Female Benevolent Society, the Free African Society, the African Society, the African Society for Mutual Relief, the African Methodist Episcopal Church, and the African Lodge. It is of these organizations that spanned all across, let's say, North America, Northeast America, right? We're talking about the places where we had gotten freedom first. I'm talking about Boston. I'm talking about Philadelphia. I'm talking about New York. I'm talking about those. We called ourselves, somebody has a nasty background. We called ourselves African. We didn't call ourselves anything else, even though we know that we came on slave ships. We, in our wisdom, called ourselves African. So when you say you the foundational Black Americans and you want to delineate yourself from Africans, well, you want to delineate yourself from your ancestors. So any of those organizations that I said you can Google it and you could come with a spin. But these are the organizations that fed us, that buried us, that when people had to be hospitalized, right? These are the basis of our early insurance, all of our benevolent activities that we survived on. All of those came from these organizations right here, every one of them. And every one of them was named African.
So all right.
I have more quotes if I may.
Hold on. Because my brother Reggie is right. Her name was Ross, but I remember this, man, when I was out there building hard. And Harriet Tubman was born Araminta Ross. Araminta. Her name was Araminta, born name. Right, Reggie? You know that name probably? Okay, there you go. And so
that's why you're saying it, because
I didn't hear you say Araminta.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I asked them all.
Huh? Say that again?
No, I asked all of these young FBA cubs, right, if they knew that many of our people
What you call them cubs, Reggie? Reggie, you got
50 years old. Like,
Reggie, you gotta stop throwing rocks, man. Now, hold on, let me bring on Wise Man, man. Wise Man been here waiting patiently.
Hey, what's up, Saul? How you been?
Good.
Okay, so I agree with a lot of the points the FBA brothers are making. I think it's good to have young brothers looking for an identity per se, right? They say it's a lineage. Okay, the only part I disagree with them is the separation part from our people. Like, a lot of us came over here on them ships, and a lot of us were already here when them ships got here. Mm-hmm. But to separate ourselves from our Caribbean brothers and sisters who have helped us in the struggle, I don't think that's conducive. Also, another point is we're some of everything. Some of, even what's represented on the panel. You got Muslims, you got Hebrew Israelites, you got Pan-African, and we all of that. But all of that is a part, and I think it's good that we have these different structures because everybody ain't gonna be on the same thing. What we need is unity, not uniformity. And I think uniformity is we all the same thing, we all wear the same uniform, we all talk the same, so on and so forth. We all got an agenda. But unity is we all agree that we black and catching hell. So whether you want to call yourself FBA, I just don't think that you should do it at the disparage of your brothers from Haiti or your brothers from Jamaica. I understand you having an identity, but to set your identity in opposition to your brother that's already here don't make no sense. It's kind of defeating its own purpose. Also, it's something I believe Captain Tazayach has said about the structure. Yeah, structure is needed, but at the same time, no structure is needed too, because you can use them both. You can have one that has structure and one that doesn't have a structure, and they both can be conducive and influential to, the change in our situation here in America. I personally don't believe in the political party or the political process, only on the simple fact that we're not going to get no justice from these demons here in this country. I think we need to start our own thing, but that's another story. I believe in the program of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So as far as us getting separate land, states, and so on and so forth. So that's just where I stand on the side.
I'm going to tell you, too, I agree with you as far as standing on the program of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm with you on that. Yes, I don't think there's no goddamn program that could defeat that. Let's stand up, put it up, weigh it up. Let's go. Weigh it up.
So I did have a question for the David Walker brother, I believe. So,
David Walker's a good brother. I can see he got some good discipline. He's a good brother. Good young brother.
I respect that too. Like that other cat you had on there, he was kind of young and wild. I like that too, but we all gotta have respect for each other as brothers. But I did want to say to Brother David Walker, so seeing how like FBA, I understand the self-identity piece, but like what is the agenda like? Because if you're gonna have or put forth an agenda, you got to have some type of program and position to stand on, because other than that, then how do you know, like what's the goal of the FBA? I guess is my question. Like, I understand it's an identity. I understand you guys say it's not a group. You don't have a leader, and I can rock with that. I don't have no problem with that. but what would be the goal of that? And do you see some commonality of your goal and the goal of other groups, being joined together?
Excellent question, good brother. And I concur with you on the program of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm an FOI as well. I'm just not currently active, but now I'm out of mosque number 5.
All right, I'm out of 27, bro.
Okay, no doubt. Okay,
that right there explains why you got discipline. I see that.
Facts.
That explains everything.
Yeah, but no. So excellent question, good brother. So the goal of the delineation movement is politically speaking, right? Two things at the top of the menu. Two things are at the top of the menu: reparations for American slavery and anti-hate crime legislation to make us a protected class, like others have become a protected class. You know what I'm saying? And then other things could trickle down from there. But these things have to be lineage specific. And the purpose of delineation, it's not led with hostility and divisiveness. It's not led with that. The vitriol comes as a response to vitriol that we've received from certain members of the diaspora. Not everybody, but you have people who sit up and tell us that, oh, you Black Americans are lazy, you have no culture, y'all baby mamas, and all of this crazy stuff. But meanwhile, we've been the leading Pan-Africanists. So we show love to the diaspora, but you got like certain figureheads who say these disparaging things about us. Some from again, who are non-Black Americans, as another one of my good brothers here was pointing out, will get in political office and they'll undermine reparations and other lineage-specific policies that would greatly benefit us. So it's important to point out that, okay, we have this person who kind of looks like us, but he's not one of us. He's not from the bloodline, but he's sitting up here talking about we don't need reparations. We don't need this. He's saying we as though he's one of us, or she, or as though she's one of us. You know what I'm saying? So there's that piece. And then
can I add something real quick, Brother David? And then I'm gonna go, sir. So whenever we hit with, this is something that I personally had ascribed to, right? Whenever they hit foundational Black Americans or Black Americans in general, whenever they hit us with, oh, we don't have no culture, always let them know, and let this be a point to all the brothers. Let them know that our culture is creating culture for others to consume. That's our culture. We are the culture creators. So everybody copies us. Everybody gonna bite our style, right? So that is our culture, is creating culture for other people. So let that be a point.
In terms of delineation, I got I'm actually a published author too. I'm working on my second book. One thing that I learned that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, it was with regards to one of the questions in the Supreme Wisdom lessons, and one of them was, why does the devil call our people African? Right. Not why do we call ourselves African, but the Supreme Wisdom lessons asks, why does the devil call our people Africans? And then the very last part of it, it's a very extensive answer, but the last sentence is, he wants us to think that we are all different. Now, I once heard someone say, and I don't want to be wrong, but I believe it was the minister. I heard him say that that the messenger said himself that if he was to answer those questions in a modern time, he'd answer them totally different.
That's correct.
If I were to answer that question looking at this modern time, I would say it's not that the devil wants us to think that we are all different. He wants us to think that we are all the same, so he can use our differences against us that we choose to ignore. You know what I'm saying? So there's that piece again. Like there was a National Economic Forum. This is another example of why delineation is important. And it speaks to the answer I just gave.
Yeah, hold on. Let me say this real quick, and I'm gonna tell you why we're not getting no reparations anytime soon. Not in this lifetime, not in your lifetime, and maybe not in your grandbaby's lifetime. And I'm gonna tell you why. The main reason is because we are scattered abroad. And the white man knows that we are scattered. You see, we are a people who have the biggest identity crisis in the world. There's no other people on the planet who have an identity crisis like African American people, whether you want to call yourself that or not. And by adding on to now a foundational Black American, I'm not saying don't be that. I'm not saying negative to it. I'm just saying that's another title now that we added to our identity crisis. Now we foundational Black Americans, we ADOS, we Aboriginals, we the Nation of Islam, we are Moors, we are Muslims, we are the Christians, we are everything, you name it, the title. And see, with that, the white man knows, they understand that these niggas right here, they don't know who the hell they are. How they gonna get reparations when you got a group over here talking about, I'm not that. I'm not down with the FBA, I mean. I'm not a part of this movement right here. So you got your own fight in your own. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so what we need to do is, I understand you're talking about FBA, but we got to learn from the FJA. The foundational Jewish Americans. Hold on. They all came up under one umbrella. They understood. In order for us to get our reparations, we got to come up under this one umbrella. I'm not going to be Jewish over here and half of us is Muslim over there, half of us is Christians over there. No, we all coming together as a common goal. And once we get that, now we can do whatever we want to do. We can separate or do whatever. So the Jews know who they are. We got to come together. We got to come under one goddamn umbrella. And that's one thing that we never had was a plebiscite. And I believe that if we would have came together and had that plebiscite and say, you know what, this is who we are moving forward. I think maybe a lot of us probably would have came up under that umbrella and said, you know what, that's who we are moving forward. You know what?
Can I start circling back around because you kind of cut my wisdom side.
Yeah, I'm sorry, David. Yeah, brother.
Special. Like
I can't ask your question. I would like to ask a question.
But
hey, so I gotta go, but I appreciate you, brother.
All right, thank you. Let David Walker finish because I cut his wisdom. Let him finish, and then we can do it.
But now, back again to just lumping us all in, making us think that we are all the same under the banner of African. Or hell, even under the banner of Black alone. Sometimes when you just leave it at Black, that's dangerous. And I'm going to explain why with this example. There was a conference, I believe it was called the National Economic Forum or like the Regional Economic Forum or something. And it was a Caucasian gentleman. His name is Mark Andreessen. He was he was a big figure in corporate America. And he stated that corporations and universities will import Africans so they don't have to hire what he called us African Americans. You know what I'm saying? So they know the difference, but they will rather hire foreign Black people to meet their quota because they still count as Black. And then a big reason for that is they know that the foundational Black American, we have a lower tolerance for microaggressions and all that other stuff that goes down in the workplace. You know what I'm saying? We got a lower time. We're not going to take that as opposed to, the immigrant who comes here. He's got a little bit more to lose. You know what I'm saying? His green card situation may not be all the way be solid. He might not even be documented, but he's working. You know what I'm saying? So he's got a lot more to protect as opposed to, the foundational Black American. One of our Negro spirituals is we ain't got nothing to lose but our chains. Like you ain't about to disrespect me. So.
I think I wanted to ask Sonetta a question, but then Zali is here. So I'll let Zali talk, but I want to ask you a question, Sonetta.
Yeah, thank you, Reggie. I just want to start off real quick and let everyone know that first of all, I probably would be classified as an FBA, ADOS, I'm African American, I'm Black, I'm all of that. Then I want to go into it's not what you do. It's how you do it. We've all heard that. It's not what you do. Oh, firstly, let me say peace and power to my brother Reggie and to my brother Saw and to everyone else on the panel. Peace and power to you. Now, getting back to what I was saying, it's not what you do. All my FBAs out there, it's how you do it. And like I said the other night, why have you turned the delineation, and lineage into gang banging. Now, a lot of organizations and companies and movements start, and the people at the top, they have the brain power to actually handle it properly. Then it trickles down to the people who have bought the Popeyes franchises, and they don't really care, or they don't have the damn brain power to damn operate it, and they turn it into gangbanging. Like the brother who had to get kicked off the damn panel. Why are people like that so loud and making the entire movement look bad? That's the part that's rubbing a lot of people wrong. You have the wrong people. You can probably look in the chat. You have people in the chat with the get him off and he's a tether. Those people don't have the brain power to have this conversation. And they're making the entire movement, organization, lineage look bad. Tell them to shut up and let people who should actually talk about it and actually can talk about it in an intellectual manner, talk about it. And try and mend things with the Pan-Africans and the ADOS so we can all get together. But the problem is you have these low-level people who think that they evolved from their mermaids, think that the earth flat, all type crazy stuff. You have them talking and messing the entire movement up. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. You don't have to be cursing Africans out and Haitian tether this and get out of our country. First of all, this country is #1 for a reason, because this is the most organized country on this planet. This country knows who everybody is. It ain't no one stealing from what black people should get. If these immigrants getting it, it's because this country is giving it to them. They're not stealing from us. So why are y'all hacking on these immigrant people who are just a tiny fraction? It's not what you do, but it's how you do it. But that's all that I have to say. Let me go pick my child up. But peace, y'all. I'm going to listen in.
All right, peace. So to my good brother, David Walker, just to continue the quick conversation before I ask Sinetta a question.
Yes, sir.
David Walker, David Walker, did the person that your parents in their wisdom named you after, if that is your real name, or if you chose that name, did David Walker say that we are the children of Africa? Did he say that?
Possibly.
Okay. So
he wasn't trying to go back though.
Yeah, I think no, because he said the people that were here, there was a movement where Europeans were trying to some Europeans, for their purpose, was trying to export us to places in Africa that we would not survive.
So the American Colonization Society.
Yeah, he was against that. But he did say that we are the children of Africa. He did say that we are the sons of Africa. So my point is, I just wanted to add, because you're very, very bright, you're very disciplined, you're very respectful, right? And you got training. My problem is, and you know where you came from, and you know the difference between training, right? You want to say something, but you might not be the best articulator. You've not been trained to say it, or you're not in rank to say it, right? So now we are here. Sinetta, I want to ask you a question. Because you unmute your mic, Sinetta. Your mic is not unmuted. Okay,
brother.
Okay, great. In Africa, did we delineate ourselves in Africa? Were we delineated? Did the Fantis, the Shantes, the Ewe, the Gas, the people in Dahomey, all throughout Africa, right? Did we delineate ourselves in Africa?
Yes.
No? We did. Okay, so we delineated ourselves in Africa, and so when the oppressor came with a few ships, right? Why didn't we join together?
Because we viewed ourselves as separate entities.
Because we was delineated.
Right. That's a question I have, Reggie. Real quick, what are y'all?
Hey, hold on, Apostle. Get rid of one of your screens up here. The one that's not on. Get rid of that one. Go ahead, brother.
Y'all say delineation. and it sounds good because you're using words that you learn in your vocabulary class and all that, and that's cute. But delineate from what? I mean, when were we ever aligned with continental Africans? When? I mean, if you mean delineation from the standpoint of what these white folks think, that's one thing, because that's basically how it sounds. What it sounds like to me is we don't want them to look at us like they look at Africans. We want to totally separate ourselves from them. That's what it sounds like to me. And it's shameful. I appreciate your vigor, and we should absolutely be proud to be Americans, as in us being descendants of African slaves. But see, the thing about this, the thing that I think is the most nonsense is this crap about y'all being indigenous. See, that's the slippery slope. It can't be both ways. It can't be. You can't be a foundational Black American and then turn around and say you're indigenous. It don't work like that. It does not work like that. And what are we delineating from again, folks? What are we delineating from?
So
when were we ever part of an African group? And y'all talk about Africans talking bad about us? Man, we talk shit about Africans all the goddamn time. And we always have. We joke. Every joke we make about each other, your black ass this is African. And we talk about they talk bad about us.
Can I respond?
They talk bad about us. Oh, give a shit.
Hold on. Let me He on in. He said my shit now. He talking about
we are adults. I mean, you worry about what somebody say about you?
Hold on, Reggie. Let him go, because I've been saying this for a long time.
Is that what it is, bro? We worried about what somebody, they said this, like we children.
Right.
It's shameful. You got these people on here tethered this. Tethered to what? What exactly are we tethering to? What exactly are they tethering to? I'm from Virginia. Big up Virginia. What exactly are they tethering to? Tell me. We affect people around the world. We live on the largest stage in the world.
You know what happened? When you look at this now, Black people right here in America have become the worst goddamn racists. Where you outrace the damn white man now. When it comes to African people and some of your own people, we became worse than the goddamn white man.
We sound like
being a racist.
Go back to Africa. Read the comments.
He's right.
Go back to Africa. Go back. Why you ain't in Africa? You sound just like them folks.
That's right.
We got a whole lot of black people being racist against other black people, and it's punching down. It's punching down. We're talking about 2 million funk ass people. That's it. We ain't talking about, and if the white folks giving them jobs, I agree, because they don't have the hangups we have. I agree they do that, and that's fucked up. But they don't have the hangups we have.
Can I listen? You know, we both from Virginia, right?
Big up Virginia again.
That's why I knew who you was, and I knew what you was going to say. But I want to ask Sinetta, because he's the head of the this is his channel, and we got to get this straight.
Now you can ask Brother Lau, man. Ask Brother Lau had been here, man.
Oh no, Brother Lau was crystal clear about law and code, which they were never able to answer because they don't study law. So he was crystal clear. But I want to ask you, right? I want to ask you. So if we was delineated in Africa, separated by different ethnic groups over a long time, a long period of time, over long distances, right? So when the European came with these few ships, right, to test us, did we unify? Yes or no? Against them?
On the ship, yes. Yes, we united.
We unified to control the trade on the coast. Though.
Yes. What you say, Reggie? We didn't?
No, we what the European was able to do was, now he's doing psych ops. So the European now is able to go to one group and say, well, who's your enemies? And let's say the Ashantis would say, oh, the Fonte.
No, I would say on our way over here, we unified, we united.
No, I'm not saying.
Y'all not on code. Y'all not on code.
No.
I'm saying in Africa.
We didn't unite based off of a common enemy?
Right. So they were able to do psych ops with us, right? They was able to divide the Ashanti, the Fonte, the Ewe, the Ga, right? They was able to divide the groups into Homie. They was able to divide the other groups in the Ivory Coast, right? So they went to places to find weak Africans who were separate from other Africans and asked them, could you give us your prisoners of war? Because What are you going to do with them? You don't want to see them anymore. They said, nope, we don't want to see them. So they took them. So there's a misnomer about Africans selling Africans into slavery. They were delineated themselves. When we got into America, what did the European do to us? Did he help create delineation in America? Light skin, dark skin, house Negro,
yes,
Negro,
yes,
right? So he preyed on us and made us even more delineated, right?
Right, right.
And then there was the Christian, and then the non-Christian, and then it was the people that was here, and then they made us look down on the arriving Africans. Is that right?
What's your point, brother? Get to the point.
Okay. My point is to say that these people, like my brother Kojo, I don't know where he went to. What he was saying is, and my other brother that was here, Dazali, right? You people don't know the history of delineation. You really just don't. You don't. You can't articulate what happened to us in Africa and then what happened to us in America. And then the people here, what they did was they looked for unity because they knew they were from all different tribes, and they knew that they was from this continent. And even though some of them had been to that continent, weren't born in that continent, they named themselves a plethora of organizations with the term Africa on it. So when the FBAs can't address that, then you're reframing history and you're actually lying on your ancestors. When there's an African burial ground in New York, there's several African burial grounds in the United States. Why did they call it the African burial ground? Because that was a form of unity. But then y'all want to come around and you want to reinvent history. But that's why Sanet is saying, who's your best? I could talk to my brother David Walker, right? And I can address brother Sheikh Vera Nkrumah, right? So I'll stop because David wants to talk and I'm polite.
All right, David, go ahead, brother. I'm gonna get brother Shabazz next. I see brother Shabazz down there.
Muted. David, you're muted. David Walker, you're muted.
The difference, I think it's very important to know. Oh, okay, I just came off on mute. I wanted to make sure you heard me say very good points to you, Dr. Reggie.
Brother Reggie, thank you.
But I think it's very, very important to know that there's a difference between division and delineation. They're not necessarily the same. Like other ethnic groups, they've delineated from us for a long time, right? Like, for instance, when you have the Jamaican Day Parade, the Caribbean Day Parade, Nigerian Independence Day, so on and so forth. These are different ethnic groups in the diaspora celebrating their unique cultures and heritages, right? And as a matter of fact, we've had so much respect for these other people's cultures and heritages that every time you see foundational Black Americans go to Jamaica,
9% of the time.
Shabazz, mute yourself, Shabazz.
Yeah.
Thank you. Go ahead.
But like we got respect for other people's cultures so much that, for example, whenever you see Black Americans going to Jamaica, we don't come up there with the American flag or this flag. You know what I'm saying? We take a picture in front of the big Jamaican flag and we hold many Jamaican flags up in our hand with the Jamaican flag on our shirt. Why? Because we are showing respect for those people's houses.
We also think they're stupid, poor, and dirty. Let's keep it real with that fake ass shit. We also think they're stupid, poor, and dirty. We do. We do. Y'all need to stop. We ain't never been fair to no damn body else. We look down on everybody. We look at ourselves like white folk do. We have American exceptionalism. There's no way around it.
Well, I was respectfully, Elder. I wasn't finished saying what I was saying.
Seriously though. I mean, because the thing is, and then y'all say y'all not an organization.
But respectfully, Elder, I wasn't finished making my statements.
Y'all say the same shit.
Let him finish. Let him finish, though, brother. Let him finish. Go ahead, David.
Okay, so I appreciate that, sir. So and kind of one of the gripes that the delineation movement has with Pan-Africanism now is that in hindsight looking, it's almost like that, every other ethnic group seems to be able to celebrate their ethnicity, their heritage, and their culture. And it's fine. That's not seen as divisive. But in Pan-Africanism, Black Americans aren't taught to have pride in our unique culture. We just are painted as African, just the broad African. And in turn, what that does is that blurs the lines. That without the delineation, now the lines are blurred. People can say ridiculous stuff like our culture is like just came from a bunch of different areas. Like you had Jamaicans who were saying that hip hop really came from Jamaica when it 100% did not. Kool Herc, he brought the elements together, elements that was already existing in our culture, you know what I'm saying, in one place at one time, but he didn't invent any of those elements. And he'll tell you himself. Matter of fact, when Kool Herc was playing reggae music and stuff at the jams, I'm saying Black Americans wasn't really digging it. So he had to go back to playing funk, which is a foundational Black American genre. He had to go back to playing disco, which was a foundational Black American genre. Wind it up, brother. Talking about like rewriting history.
You hear me?
When you don't delineate that,
David Walker, Sonnet is talking to you. David Walker, Sonnet is talking to you.
I'm sorry. I see you, Son.
Yeah, close it up. Close it up so we can move forward.
Okay.
I mean, who's preventing us from recognizing?
No, I was telling you to close out so we can move forward. We got to move on.
David Walker.
I was done. I landed.
Okay, good. All right, let me bring on baby Chad in the building. Come on, let's go. I ain't gonna be calling no grown ass man baby now. Damn, you caught me off guard with that.
Come
on, Chad, let's go, Chad.
And then they get mad at me for calling them babies.
Yeah, come on, Chad, let's go.
Man, that's just my name, so I'll tell you.
I know, brother, I know.
No, I was just gonna say, I definitely think it's a generational divide too. I wonder if people notice that. I feel like younger people are kind of more pro being ethnic, having ethnic pride, and so I'm not a part of the FBA movement, but I do support fighting for reparations for our ethnic group as African Americans. And honestly, so I think a lot of the reason why you see a lot of Black Americans have pushback towards it is because they suffering from white supremacy, because white people have taught us as Black Americans that we don't have a culture, that we ain't important, that all we is a bunch of thugs and all this stuff. And so people start to believe that. So I think that the conversation, and I say this on this channel all the time, so you probably already know what I'm going to say, but there's a difference between race, nationality, and ethnicity. And I think the FBA movement is just trying to pump up having ethnic pride. So, I don't think a lot of African Americans are against Africans or diasporic Africans, because we understand that we all are Black people. We have a shared history. But us as African Americans, we just a unique ethnic group, and that's okay. Just like Jamaicans, just like Haitians, just like Trinidadians, et cetera, et cetera. Last thing I'll say, so I can close it out so other people can talk, is I just think it's strange that like all the stuff that our ancestors went through, that people aren't pro reparations for us. Like, we definitely deserve reparations. I'm from South Georgia. I have a document from my grandfather when he signed a Reconstruction oath that could literally prove that I'm an African American. So I don't think it's difficult to determine that. I don't think it's divisive. I just think it's a step in the right direction for that's all.
All right. I think this is a good thing right here. This is definitely a good thing right here, because I see a lot of young brothers in the building, and that's who we got to hear from. Let's hear from our brother Ngolo. But before Ngolo come on, I want to say that I was about to say I don't believe, but now I'm going to say I know our brother Tariq Nasheed, when he let them words come out of his mouth, FBA, I know he didn't know it was going to be this big. and once it became big like this, it's too late to stop it. Everybody's on board. Everybody's on board with it. And I don't feel that he knew it was going to be this big, man. And that's one of the questions I got to ask him when he come on. So yes,
ask everybody to like the video. We've been on for a while.
Yeah, I agree. Like the video, fam.
Sanetta's Cash App work, his super chats work.
Like the video. Thumb up the video. Yeah, like the video, Reggie. Go ahead, Reggie.
We see all these ridiculous super chats and all these reductions, and they give no information. All they just do is tell their feelings. Now we're trying to give information, and we're trying to ask the FBAs, right? Come and show yourself, right? This is the opportunity, and this is just what we wanted, because we find out that they're not on code. But to our people, yo, support your brother Sanetta. Support your brother Sanetta, because guess what? If anybody is going to do a debate on this FBA stuff and bring people to task, right? It's going to be brother Sanetta, right? On a neutral platform, right? It's going to be brother Sanetta, because he has a whole population of people who are Black nationalists and Pan-Africanists, and some FBAs and Hebrews and some Christians, right? And you have your group, right? Help Sanetta make some.
And the link is in the chat, family. I support Red's speech right now. Okay, Angola, let's go, brother. Angola.
What's up, all the brothers, everybody in here? I'll just say, man, like, I mean, I don't think people have a problem with y'all creating y'all own identity as far as labeling y'allself something. I just think it's the tactics y'all use in terms of being effective into what your mission is, accomplishing it. The things that I see y'all utilizing y'all time doing is not conducive to y'all's end goal or mission. And I would say to just get more serious. In terms of the whole culture conversation, this is a conversation that I have a lot of times with my contemporary African American brothers. When we speak about our culture, we minimize it to where it's always about some hip hop. It's always about the ancillary aspects of the stuff that we do. And when people say you don't have a culture, they saying, what are the marriage rights? What are the rites of passage? The functional aspects of culture that create continuity within communities. It's not having music and all the little ancillary entertainment things. Yeah, we got that. But as far as functional aspects of culture, we don't exhibit that currently. You could say we had aspects of it in the past, which we did. But again, when it comes to solidify functional aspects of culture, the reason why our communities are so infiltratable is because we don't have that strong aspect of sense of culture, that I would say. But that can easily be formed. All it has to do is people to come together and unite upon certain morality and precept that you have. But we gotta stop being so emotional and think everybody trying to attack from it, which a lot of people do. But even with any criticism, you can still take the good from out of any type of criticism and learn from it. Don't be emotional with it. But I'll yield the mic with that.
All right, let me move on over to brother Shabazz. Shabazz, what up?
What's going on? Peace to everybody on the chat. How y'all doing? I just want to say like one or two things. One, a lot of us don't have an issue with you trying to rebrand yourself with the FBA name or the label. That's not what most of us have a problem with. So whether you call it FBA, whether you call it delineation or whatever, yeah, you can call yourself whatever you want. We've always had the right to call ourselves, to rename ourselves all throughout the time we've been here. The issue is the vitriol. The issue is trying to denigrate other Black groups. The issue is trying to separate yourself from the continent itself, from the culture that really is still in us, is still in our DNA, whether you like it or not. The other thing I want to say is, like, most of the times the FBA argument, the conversation, the discussion, it starts up saying we are here, we're doing this because we want to preserve our resources and we want to get reparations. My only problem with this is you cannot get reparations unless you're working on legislation. Being online all the time, only talking about some nasty immigrant that pissed you off, being online all the time and only talking about the Jamaican that did this or the Nigerian that did that, and you ain't talking about the legislation, you ain't talking about which representatives that you need to lobby and make phone calls and knock on doors and scream and go to their press conferences. You don't do none of that. All you do is say, we're going to get our reparations, and here's how we're going to do it. We're going to talk about the Jamaicans. We're going to talk about the Nigerians. We're going to talk about the Ghanaians. You will never get reparations if all you're doing is pointing fingers. And I don't care how many individuals are behaving in a bad way. There is just as many individuals in the so-called immigrant groups of Black people that have negative opinions and views about Black Americans as there are Black Americans who have negative opinions and views about those Black immigrant groups. But those Black immigrant groups are still going to do what they need to do to get the bag. We are not doing what we need to do to get the bag. We say we want the bag, and then all we do is yell and create names to talk about people. That's what I want to say.
I agree 100% with the brother Shabazz, but I want to ask you, what is that crazy artwork behind you? What is that stuff?
That's a pictorial from the walls in Kemet.
The walls in Kemet. What you got to do with that though? What that got to do with us?
Yo, look, we are an African people. There is all kinds of research out there that shows that most everything in the civilized world got its start from ancient Egypt, from Kemet. So, there's all kinds of ways to debate it. But at the end of the day, I came up learning about Kemet. I came up learning through Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Check onto Diop. So I'm always 10 toes down, starting with Kemet, and it runs all the way to West Africa, and then it came over here with us on the boats when we when the white folks.
What is that thing you getting ready to put in his mouth? Look behind you. What is
That's
that?
the Ankh. That's the Ankh.
Oh, that's what that is?
That's the Ankh.
It says, give
Hey,
life.
hold on, Reggie. Brother, why you never come over here, man? This is where you supposed to be, bro.
Yo, no, for real. I watch your show a lot. I watch your show all the time. I don't always try to get on. I do more just watching and viewing, but I don't do a lot of the, I only do the shows like that. When you're doing Kemet, I'm there. I don't do the Hebrew stuff. I don't do the Christian stuff.
You got to come in when we doing the shows, like when we doing the Kemetic stuff, man.
I try to.
They already saying Kemet is dead. So you got to.
They say that mess. Kemet ain't never dead. If the Kemetic civilization already worked and did its magic for 3,000 years, it ain't gonna never die.
Do you know the Metal Netra?
I don't know. I can't read specific Metal Netra. No, I haven't gotten that far yet.
What it says, Reggie?
Come on our show.
What it say, Reggie?
So the part where he's giving life to the king, right? Booty. At the bottom it says, "Give life like Ra," right?
Right.
And so let me go. And so on this column right here, all the way to the right, the second column, right? It is this is the king, right? The king does have a Ra. I can't see all of it, but he's saying to his mother, right? So if I see the whole thing, I could put it in context. But the whole point that you're asking me about this is that we have to build skills. Right. We have to build skills. And what I find is people are talking, and like my brother Shabazz is saying, we're not building skills. We're asking all of these claims, but and Golo, see, now I got a team, and Golo could be on my team. Brother La, I don't know where he went. He could be on my team. Kojo could be on my team. And guess what, y'all? David Walker could be on my team.
Now, hold on, Reggie. Hold on, Reggie. I got to push back now, man. How can Brother La be on your team when he's talking about Allahu Akbar, brother?
Oh, because it's easy. Because
he's talking about Allahu Akbar, and he represents those who are trying to take Kemet from you.
Because he,
who's destroying Kemet? Who's chopping off the noses and stuff, brother?
Hey, sir, he didn't even say my name, sir.
Stop. You know how I would use Brother La?
How?
I would ask, so Brother Tariq Nasheed, you are delineated, Brother, but the name is Tariq Nasheed. Or you on your team.
Thank you.
It seems like you were something else. Now you're delineating. I know you got an answer for it, good brother. I know you delineating, but you ain't delineate your person, right? So I would use Brother La on Islam and on the Deen, right? And on the African Islam that obviously Tariq Nasheed borrowed that from, right? So there you go, sir.
All right, let me bring in Ron Darwin. Darwin. What's up, brother?
You muted, brother.
I'm muted. Yeah, go ahead.
So I've observed and heard what everybody had to say about this Commission and African stuff, and I'm here to post up in the back chat. I don't know if you could see it. It's a source from the 19th annual report of the Bureau of American Ethnology. And within this book, it talks about what Black Americans' culture truly is, and it ain't got nothing to do with African retentions or Kemet, none of that. So what it says on page 233 in chapter 3, it talks about Black Americans' continuity of culture, and it ain't got nothing to do with Abrahamic religions. It ain't got nothing to do with Kemet. It ain't got nothing to do with West African deities. From what James Mooney observed, because he's a cartographer and observing things from a first-hand account, he says that Black Americans, and I quote, that we had our own deities over here. We had rabbit deities. We had hero gods. We had our own monsters and things of that nature. That's retentions in the American Indian paradigm that overlaps with each other. We had toad gods. We had frog gods, turtle gods, and all types of stuff.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, and it talks about how we were always practicing these things that's similar within Christianity, such as wade in the water, and that's overlapping into the Cherokee, for example. Priests would scar people's hands or scratch their hands with a tool, like a bone tooth comb or something like that. And Black Americans still practice those retentions within the church. So these are survival mechanisms that...
You don't know what you're talking about, do you, sir? You don't know what you're talking about.
These are survival mechanisms that were always with us. And the book also says that the blood of the Southern Negro is unquestionably Indian. So why would y'all give up your own elders, what they taught you, for this Freemasonic Divine Nine Garveyite stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you? And going back to the slavery days, many of these people that took on this Sankofa and African royalty stuff, they got it from white think tanks that didn't want you here because they were trying to eliminate Black people that already had indigenous ties. Like Paul.
Ask your brother if he's an FBA.
Give us one example.
Are you an FBA, brother? Are you an FBA?
I don't believe in that. I already clowned Tariq Nasheed on his
Okay, then get off the panel. Get off the panel.
It's all about your Pangufu.
No. We're not talking about what you're talking about. This is not an Abo channel.
But that's the thing.
But
that's
your leader, right? The Indian, right?
This is not the Abo channel, bro.
He's an Indian, is he not?
No.
Did we do your genealogy?
Hold on, Dr. Reggie. Let's hear a little bit.
Hey, nah, stop, for real.
He's off code.
Not a real
And
person.
Africanism is on trial because it's
Yo, time out. Everybody time out. Y'all know I give everybody a little time to talk. He might come around. Let him finish.
I'm bringing the primary source that you can actually look up. It's from the Smithsonian. And white people already know they're slaves. They already document us heavily. It's just that y'all didn't read this stuff because at the time, Black folks weren't allowed to read these books.
All right, that's enough then.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's what you call a personality disorder.
That is crazy.
Yeah, let me get the Harwin in the building. Harwin gonna straighten all this mess out now.
Wait a minute, hey, Sir, can I speak?
Yeah, when Harwin is finished.
All right. Hey, salute to the panel, man. Peace, Sir.
Peace, man.
I appreciate you having me on. Hey, I'm not gonna act like I know it all. And I want to see everybody else too, so take me off the big joint. because I want to see how people react to it and everything. I'm not gonna act like I know it all. This is a very nuanced conversation, and I would like to say, why can't we do both? In the sense that, yeah, I don't necessarily agree with Tariq Nasheed, but I don't necessarily agree with everything like a Elder Jabari say. But some things I can agree. Like I might not agree with everything that Tariq coming with, but I understand the delineation idea. At the same time, Brother Reggie is correct. He's correct. Delineation can cause separation. So I would like to say, why not do some syncretism? Like when you go back to ancient Kemet, there were more than one tribe there, but they come together as a conglomerate to create a civilization. So why can't we do the same? You know what I mean? Because it's hard to say that I'm from this tribe, I'm from that tribe, and then you got the brothers that will argue the term African, and then if you used to go and argue what our nationality is and use the word African, it can get real sticky because there's no ancient nation called Africa, even though I agree with that we're African though. Colloquially, I agree with that term. I'm not against that. I'm pro-African. Don't get it twisted. But I'm talking about specificity of our nationhood. What will we do? Because the brother Ngolo, I ain't hear everything you said, bro, but I heard some of it. You got to break it down culture. And the main thing about culture is like, what is our language? That's the main thing in culture, or at least top 2 or 3. We can debate that, but whatever. So what will be our language? Because as a culture, FBAs, we don't have a language. We speak in English. Brothers that's in the Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico speaking Spanish. Brothers that's in Brazil, a lot of us is in Brazil. They're speaking Portuguese. So yeah, we can delineate in the sense of acknowledging who we are as individuals living in America or individuals living in Brazil and that particular ethnic group or groups living in other islands. But at the end of the day, we're still African. So why can't we do kind of what Donna Kempavita? I'm not sure if y'all ever heard of Donna Kempavita. She was a queen of the Congo or the Bukongo. Let me be specific. And she uses syncretism. She didn't completely give up her ancient African customs. She can kind of marry them with Christianity. Now, I don't agree with Christianity. All I'm saying is us coming together is a lot more important than us. It seems like this is more dissension. And I don't think that's going to help us. That's just my 2 cents on that.
Big up, dude.
All right, so with that, okay, this is what I was going to say anyway in the beginning. I was going to say, because I looked up DNA and tribe, right? I was just doing a little research on both, and I asked, can the people have the same DNA and be of different tribes? Yes, people can have nearly identical DNA, but like you could be a Yoruba, this person could be a Dahomey, but y'all could be straight DNA brothers.
For sure.
So it's just a matter of how you get down, like a blood get down this way, a Crip get down that way. They still brothers at the end of the day. So African Americans get down this way, Jamaicans get down that way. We still brothers, but that's what we got to get as African Americans, how to get down together and become a political power on the political field so that we can make a difference in our house so that we can help another house. Like the great Buddhist teachings say, first take care of self, then immediate family, then community, then the world. We got to look at stuff in order. And as an African American unit, we got to do it as African Americans. We can't clean nobody else and talk about nobody else's house until we clean our own.
All right, let me bring on Apostle Saquon in the building. Hey, Apostle, I told you to get rid of that other one you got up on the screen. Unmute yourself, Apostle.
Hold on, man.
Yo, you got another one on the screen over there. Hit the 3 dots and just say delete. Hit the 3 dots on the other one.
Okay.
And just delete.
Right here. 3 dots.
Yeah, hit the 3 dots. The window gonna open up. And just say delete that.
Edit. They don't say delete. Edit.
What did it say?
Edit.
No, I'm saying the other one over there. Hit the other one. You got 2 faces on the screen.
Yeah. And one of them, okay. I'm going to remove it.
Hit the 3 dots.
I'm going to hit the 3 dots. That's
and
what
what pops up?
It says edit name or headlines.
It say what?
Edit name
and headline. Edit avatar. Stop. Mic.
All right. What's your question, brother, or statement? What you got?
Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that we are owed and deserved as descendants of former slaves. We built this country, but I don't think it's never going to happen. They have an affinity for Black people in this country. They tolerate us, but they don't care about us. We're here, we forcing them to deal with us, damn near trying to make them accept us. And I think that's the mistake we made. Doing civil rights, we wanted to be equal with them rather than forcing them to see us as equals, but we don't necessarily have to join them, but we join them. And therefore, we have to accept the conditions that we're under. Instead of bettering ourselves, we allow coons in our neighborhood to set us up for the fall. That's my feeling. And that's how I feel. All due respect. Let me get rid of this thing.
All right, you done, Apostle?
Yeah.
All right, DJ Joker, what up, man? Go ahead.
Right on, brother. Appreciate it. Just want to hop back in and touch on a couple points. First of all, I don't think FBA, has ever been about denying, your African ancestry. If we all know history, then we understand what that story is. Brother Reggie was talking about something earlier, with all the African institutions and how everything was African. Although that is very true, once the slave trade ended, more things were kind of focused on the Negro slaves. African was kind of dropped out for a bit, when the laws and the Jim Crow and everything, and when we were working for patents and everything, it was all about the Negro, the Negro slave. And I think what we're missing is, the connection of those people to this country, is literally, again, the foundation, the industrial boom, all those things. And when we talked about culture, our culture, a big part of that culture is resistance. That's FBA culture. The ones who fought in all the wars, never surrendered, never gave up. We are literally the moral, really the moral fabric of what it means to be an American, here. Because the white man don't practice that, but we kind of more uphold that, which is why we're generous and nice. And we pointed out, my brother just talking about civil rights. We were the ones. It was the Negro slaves, again, fighting for those civil rights. And once we got that, I think there was a little bit confusion and distraction where everybody, they got interracial access, they got different things, they could go here, we're not segregated anymore. We can integrate in schools, and we kind of took our eye off the ball of getting the debt that is owed to us. Reparations is that debt that was promised to us, and what we will get. And so they weren't talking about anybody specifically but us. So I think that we're missing that point. And to hop on, this word tether, a perfect example, because it's been a little bit confusing about that, is a Kamala Harris, the cosplayer, who is not born from this soil, who says she's Black, all these identity things, and then they get in power and don't do anything for you. Or the tether at work, or the collaborator with white supremacy. That is the cosplayer. And my brother said earlier, you can't be born of the soil and be a tether. You're a coon, you're a sellout, or the collaborator. So I think that those are things that became kind of like an on-code word for FBA. Hey, that's a tether. That's an op, how some of the young folks say, to recognize who is our enemy. And then we talked about policy And we talked about ADOS a little bit. You know, a lot of people are familiar, you know, if you're not, with Yvette Carnell, American Descendants of Slavery. And I do like a lot of her points because she is more political with it. You know, they are working on policy. They are doing things, you know, within the government branches and try to pull it forward. Now, I don't agree with some of the silly stuff a brother was saying about how certain people speaking and hopping on and making the movement look silly. Well, it's just like anybody who learns something. They ready to pop their mouth off. And unfortunately, social media is an avenue for that. So you got a lot of silly people and infiltrators and everything we do, because everybody watches, you know, what Black Americans do. You know, everybody copycats us, but we have not been able to receive our justice and our due. So it is important to specify what that lineage is, because we are different. We are ethnically different, you know, and so I just wanted to drop those couple points in there, and I'll land my plane.
All right, Rebel Rasta, what up, man? Rebel Rasta.
For life, you know. Yeah, bless up to everyone on the panel. Bless up to everyone listening. And I'm sorry, I get a bridging from Ghana to give you a masterpiece. So when I come off the line, I'm going to send it to you in a track. Bless up the host of consciousness, and I'm saying straight from Africa. Yeah. On a whimsical level again, don't you think that the Holy Ghost have an influence on your brethren, apostle? Because with that dark shades, when I see with that dark shades, I could only think about the Holy Ghost, and it was kind of funny to me personally, you know. So blessings to the apostle, same way. But the guy on the FBA panel, are you guys, because I heard the guy with the Kemet background said something, he kind of jumped the line. So I would like anybody on the FBA panel would be like, hey, can you guys go through some legislative actions you guys taking, and which court are you addressing? Community court, world court? What court are you addressing with this matter? And what does that flag in the back of you represent? Like, you know, the whole color and the whole crescent and everything behind you. Yeah. Give thanks. Blessed love. Rastafari.
Peace.
All right, David, go ahead, explain.
So, big step happened in California. There's a bill that has that addresses the delineation, the importance of foundational Black Americans being identified specifically in an ethnic way, and not just under the broad description of African American. Right? If I'm not mistaken, is SB 115 and also an adjacent one, SB 118. Now you can look that up, but don't quote me. I'm in touch with some brothers and sisters out in California who were, because they got a strong reparations task force out there, like real strong grassroots reparations task force out there. So that delineation bill is a prerequisite for the specification of a reparations and how they be allocated. As far as the flag behind me, this is the Black American Heritage Flag. It was created in 1967 by Melvin Charles and Gleason T. Jackson in New Jersey. Why is the name of the city? I know the city, but the city is slipping my mind for some reason. But anyway, it was in New Jersey, Newark, New Jersey. That's where it was, Newark, New Jersey. First put on display, and part of the reason why they created the flag is for a similar sentiment. People are delineating with regards to the RBG flag is specification, right? Because okay, the red, black, and green represents all Black people on the planet, and that's dope. It's no problem with a flag like that existing, but the problem is though, behind that flag, everybody else got their own flag except Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? So this is this was part of. So the red here, similar to the red, black and green. The color, two of the colors mean the same thing. So the red here represents the blood of our ancestors that was shed for freedom, justice, and equality. The black represents the pride in our pigment, and the reef here represents prosperity. The gold represents the richness of our history, and the sword, the blunted sword, represents the continued fight for freedom, justice, and equality. But if I may, I've been kind of waiting in the dugout. Hopefully, I answered your question to your
to an extent. So what differentiates you from the FBAA? And another one to put on it is that is the last one. What actually determines FBA? Because you got people who came from the Caribbean and all over the place who have been, ingrained, because we all know, hey, from the slavery story and even before the Moors and so forth, who have navigated, and before Columbus and all these people that we want to claim that being here. How do we actually go around with a process and be like, do we do a DNA? Do we do like ethnic? Because it's so mixed up where United States is a melting pot of cultures everywhere you go. It's like you can't differentiate sometimes if this is a Latino versus a Persian person because the similarity in looks. So how you guys go around, because we all melanated, we all say we come from Africa, we got some African background. What differentiates you from an FBAA, and what is the test, the process you guys go to determine an FBA?
So real quick, when you say FBAA, I've never heard that before. What is FBAA?
Foundational Black African American. I mean, I just go in with the rhetoric, and I'm saying I'm riding the wave with everybody. I love the titles, but I don't ride with FBA. I don't ride with FBA, all of that stuff. I just ride with, we are melanated beings. We are energy beings, and let's just unite our energy. Stop all this division and stuff. So let me make you go on, because seeing that you don't know about it. So what is the process that
how do you determine whether
determines an FBA person from a normal African American or West Indian, or like how do you just go around it? Yeah.
The accent.
Wait, one quick second. So Sanetta, are you getting any cash apps, Sanetta? Are we getting any likes for our show? Because see, the problem is when we go on these church revival FBA shows, they got 2,000 people on it and they never give no information. Right now, there's a few people giving information. There's David Walker over here. He's giving information. There's most of the people on this chat. And Golo is giving information. How come the FBAs don't give you no information? When we talk about the African Union, the African Benevolent Society, that we call ourselves African, we get what we get. We get side talk, but they never deal with
All
that.
right. Hey, but hold up, Reggie. Yes, the family is blessing me with cash apps. I'm gonna read off their names in a minute, but thank y'all for those who came through and showed love and support.
So I can pick back up.
Yes, go ahead, brother.
Okay. It's real simple, right? It's rather simple. Before you even take a DNA test, which there's some people take umbrage with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you might take a DNA test over here and get one result. You might take a DNA test with another company and get a different one possibly. But if you want to find out whether or not you're a foundational Black American, the route I took, just simply asking your family. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, if your grandparents are still around, where was your dad from? Where was your grandmother from? Or where was your grandfather from? Like So on my dad's mother's side, I'm actually a descendant of Sally Hemings. You know what I'm saying? My bloodline goes back to the Monticello plantation. You know what I'm saying? On my mother's side, both sides really kind of come in the same area. So it's Virginia, North, South Carolina, DC, Jersey. You know what I'm saying? But just by simply talking to your family. Then you got other people who are like real astute about, you know, retrieving documents and things of that nature. Long story short, a foundational Black American is one that can trace their lineage here before 1865. You know what I'm saying? And it don't. And I want to be clear about something too. That don't make you better or worse than anybody else. It's just about, you know what I'm saying, putting, you know, things where they are supposed to go. You know, yeah, it's just specificity is real important. And I've been meaning to say this for a second too. I wanted to respond to the what was said with regards to the zealous members of the delineation movement. And when I say the zealous members, I'm talking about, you know, those of us who, you know, will engage in the roasting, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Talking about somebody homeland or parents or things like that. You know what I'm saying? Pulling receipts on their coach and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You got people who are in the delineation movement who are real zealous. And unfortunately, some people catch strays. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, even though I don't engage in that, I don't stop it, and I can't stop it. And the reason being is because it's almost like knowing somebody that has been putting up with BS from somebody for a long time, and you know this person they don't bother nobody, but they've been letting it fester for a minute, and then it finally comes to a head, and that person is going off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you better not try to stop that person from snapping unless, you know, you catch some of that as well. Like, I can't stop my brothers and sisters from you know, expressing themselves. Now, the other piece about it is the gripe with Pan-Africanism and individuals in Pan-Africanism. It seems like people in the delineation movement, we are the only ones that y'all, and I have to say y'all with respect, it seems like we are the only ones that y'all wag y'all finger at and tell us to sit down and shut up. You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't respond to these people when they call us Akadas. Like, that is a name in West African culture that they have for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, people have these names for us in their culture. We don't have derogatory ethnic slurs for Africans in our culture.
Yes, we do. It's called African booty scratcher.
Yes, we call each other African booty scratcher.
No,
we
okay, but that still applies.
Booty
scratcher,
that's true. That's like roasting is a part of our culture. We had to roast.
So they roasting us too.
So we could deal with negative comments from racist white America. But see, if you're not from the culture, you ain't cut like that. You don't understand it.
That don't make it like that's not constructive.
All right, hold on. I think I just tapped into the right audience. I got to get away from the raggedy people that just want to come and watch and don't want to support. I see this FBA, they come through and they support. Cash App, they support right here in the live chat. And I think I'm gonna have to move on over to the FBA. yeah, I gotta go over here to the FBA side. Y'all niggas over here don't be getting love.
Come on, man.
I got way more love from the FBA crew for real. I gotta start promoting them and showing love over here, man. For real. I get more love from the FBA. Hold on. I get more love from the FBA crew. I got more love from the FBA crew than I had over here for all these years, man, in one goddamn day. Real talk. Real talk. And I've been up here for a long time just giving free information. And here's a brother right here. So, God damn it, I got to get on the clout tracing bandwagon today, boy. Y'all Negroes is bullshit. This is a business. And they coming through. So I want to say, the brother said, hello, sir. When are you going to have Tyreek on? Tyreek got me on hold. I spoke to the brother. He got me on hold right now. And as soon as he called me, we getting it in. I spoke to him yesterday. And right now, he got a lot of things going on. So hopefully by next week or by this weekend, I don't know. I'm gonna keep on hitting him up by this weekend.
Tyreek is our brother. We just have some.
Oh man, when Tyreek come to New York, who do we call, Reggie?
Tariq Nasheed, he our brother.
Who do we call when he come to New York, Reggie?
We call Tariq. He called Sarnetta.
He called Sarnetta. Yo, I'm in town, brother. And I'm like, brother, where you at? I'm coming there. I'll be there. So shout out to Tariq Nasheed, man. Goddamn.
I didn't interview brother Tariq. I don't have no problem. We can discuss things as men. The problem is, y'all don't like me to say the cubs or the babies. The problem is that the problem is y'all don't know what brothership is. Now, whatever conflict Professor Small has, he's older. He's an elder. So sometimes young people have to listen to him. Don't have to disagree. But what y'all did was y'all did psych ops. Y'all went into a video, pulled some stuff up there, and said FBA. Brother Small say FBA is FBA CIA. Y'all did that. So now the whole world is going to be questioning that. Y'all were off code by doing that, right? So I just want to push back on Brother David Walker. Brother David Walker, I told you that the elder David Walker said that we sons of Africa. One of the conversations that you just said is that you went into some YouTube video about some stray African calling us names.
I ain't say that, but good.
Yeah, calling us.
Hey, Reggie, as soon as Tariq tell me that I'm FBA, it's over, man. We promoting FBA, brother. That's like, remember, Reggie, and I'm gonna keep it about. It's not about the money, for real. It's not about the money, because remember, it's not about the donations. No, it ain't about the donations. Hold on, Reggie. Remember, y'all was banging hard on the goddamn Indians, and y'all was going ham on them, including me, until I learned and found out that goddamn, my grandfather was a Washington, and I learned that because of my mother, moving on to the ancestors. Hold up, Reggie. And ever since that day, I've been promoting the Washitans, the Indians, and so you can never say that to me. You know why?
Are you a Washita?
Yes, and you know why you can't? And guess what? They always say, show your DNA. And I got my DNA, and it tells you a Native American. It says it right there on my DNA.
Brother Reggie, that's why on your end, you can't completely push back on that, because Tariq Nasheed be on that indigenous American aspect too.
Yeah, well, I'm going to deal with Sanetta.
So once I seen that, and I was like, wow, on my DNA,
Sanetta, you run
Aboriginal American. Reggie, you can't tell me. You can't tell me that I don't have Indian in my family no more, brother.
Family, y'all, Sanetta just says, listen, if y'all want the FBA movement to succeed, listen, give Sanetta more cash apps.
No, sir. No, I'm keeping it buck. I'm keeping it 100. Yeah, that too.
David Walker, can you hear me?
Can you hear me, David? Give him a couple $100.
All right. So, David, I wanted to ask you.
Oh, they still talking.
No, hey, yo, Reggie. Once I found out that I'm FBA, it's on and popping, man. We're gonna move this movement, brother. We blowing this movement up. Okay. Hey, yo, hold on, Rakufa. All right, now check this out, yo. I was trying to look for it, but I couldn't find it. Have anybody seen? Just because there's no leadership amongst y'all that y'all think, other people steps up and become leaders. You know what I'm saying? Like me. If y'all would have did this in my younger days, I probably would have stepped up and made a movement out of the FBA and been the leader. There is leaders out there that runs their organizations on FBA. Go look it up. Find them. I was trying to look for it to show y'all the video. Guess what? They wear all black with red stripes. And they wear all black with red stripes, pants, bottom, and all of that. And there's one dude in the front like this with his hand up saying FBA. Representing
FBA.
Showing you that just because y'all may not be a leader, probably around his community, he's organized.
Well,
he organizes people. Trust me. Now that I said that, y'all might see it. Did anybody see that video? Did anybody see that video?
I ain't seen that. That's something to look into, though.
Sanetta, there's gonna be a power grab. Like, you got ISUPK.
Yeah.
That they're the only real Hebrew Israelites. You're gonna have a group called the FBA Practical Knowledge. They're the only real FBA. So, but what I'm
You're
waiting
gonna have a group called the Real ISUPK soon.
right. So now we're gonna have the real FBA, because a lot of people that's on this chat, they not real FBAs. They all over the place, right? They not on code. So we're looking forward to the people that's on code. Right.
Notice, I don't allow y'all to bang on them Indians no more, brother.
But you just, you just kick one off.
Hey, Sanetta, this for you. Woo, 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 woo. So listen, I don't have a problem with Sanetta. Y'all should support Sanetta because he was the beginner of all of these debates. But we want to debate. I just don't see anybody here that got points that they didn't already impeach themselves. So I want to deal with reparations. I want to deal with Brother La said on code and reparations. I want to deal with reparations because you just can't keep running around talking about reparations and don't know how to get reparations or have a plan.
They gotta have structure.
Right. Y'all can talk.
So yeah.
Well, I'm not finished talking.
No, I know. I heard Suntan talking. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna land my plan. So the fact of the matter is, Sanetta, you already got Sanetta. Listen, wait, watch this. Sanetta is very fickle. If y'all don't give him no more $50, $20, he's gonna go back to Kemet and the Hebrews. So if y'all want Sanetta, and Sanetta needs some money because he might have to give Brother Tariq Nasheed some money, right? Because then everything's on the line. But he's our brother. I just disagree with him. But he wasn't the person.
Nah, Reggie, I can't let you get away with that.
What?
I gotta keep it a buck. Tariq Nasheed never charged me. Never.
Okay. I never said, but you always offer somebody when they come into your house, you buy
right. But Tariq never charged me though. So
right? You want to take Tariq to dinner.
I got what you're saying. I got what you're saying. I think
Tariq. But what about the bullshit though? That's the problem. We worrying about money and shit.
Okay, hold up. I was about to make a. I didn't get to talk. We're gonna go on to another.
Right. Yo, stop, man. I gotta stop. Hold on.
Let me land my plane.
All right. Hold on. For Brother Kudo, or whoever you are, brother, you damn right I'm worrying about a goddamn dollar. I got bills to pay, I got food to put on my table, and I got wives to take care of. I don't know about your life, but goddamn, I live in New York City where rent is sky high.
Hell yeah.
So don't let nobody bamboozle you where you ain't thinking about trying to make a dollar. I don't go to work for the white man, and I don't knock those who do. Right. But I know I get my money from right here where the people support me. You see what I'm saying? So don't listen to nobody that put you in that trick bag that make you think trying to make a dollar is not important. Don't do that. Don't do that. The white man know better than that, and we the only ones that try to do that. Get your money, get your paper, long as you're not killing nobody, robbing nobody, and stealing from nobody. Get your money, y'all. Don't listen to no Negroes that tell you that.
Fact.
So I'm saying to the platform, listen, you got $1, $5, $10. Either give it to his Cash App or super chat him. Because you know what? I'm a black nationalist. That's what I am. I'm not a Pan-Africanist. I'm a black nationalist, right? Malcolm was a black nationalism, but he did Pan-African work, right? But y'all misunderstand what we are saying. That is the problem. And a lot of us are older and we served. So we're giving you some pushback and some time to show some goddamn receipts.
Hey,
But
let me
if you
say
pay Sanetta, watch this. If you pay Sanetta, look, Sanetta running business.
No, stop saying that, Reggie. Chill, man. Chill. Stop saying that.
I'm joking.
No, don't joke, because people gonna think that's all what I'm here for. I've been
respectfully, Reggie. Can you land your plane so I can talk?
I'm almost finished.
All right.
I've been here too long to be, doing all that pace.
No, they already say that's what they already say until today. So now they supporting you. Before you are up, now you support it. They support it.
Yeah, don't chill. Just move off.
Come on,
bro. What you got?
I don't want people to think that's what I'm just trying to get from them. No, don't do that.
I'm not saying that. I'm talking, not you. If you say it, that's a different story. If I say it, what I want is I want the people to come to the channel, right? I want you. I don't want the cowards. The cowards in the chat saying all these type of things. You have your opportunity today, and we're gonna do another show. We're gonna do another show on FBA.
All
And
right,
what
let's
we're
move
doing is
on.
we just
Let's move
Wait,
on. Rock
this is
get ready to bust out, man. Pause.
we're giving you some time to get your facts together. That's all we're doing.
Okay.
Because you're leaking. FBA. Okay, bye. You're leaking.
All right. All right. Rock Kufu, go ahead, brother.
I just wanted to say the only pushback on FBA that I could see, because I believe we should have our own, everybody distinct. You got Yoruba, you got Ashanti, you got this, that, and the third. We African Americans, we're distinct people, we got Jamaicans. But I think we should be FBAA, because I believe if everybody that's under the FBA took a DNA test, the majority of their DNA is West African. So with that being said, foundational Black African Americans is the exact people who we are. We're not just indigenous foundational Black. No, we're more DNA in that group from Africa than anywhere.
All right, Pete. Hey, Si, let me say this real quick. Hey, Reggie, I want everybody to know this. For the last 6 years, y'all done stole Tariq's. He the one came out with laying your planes. I just had to say that.
Yeah. And you know what? And you know what I'd say?
What's that?
Tell them what I say. Nobody know what I say?
Yeah. You say, what'd you say? I forgot. So.
I say, park your car, brother. Park your car.
Right.
Park your car, bro.
Tariq came out with that.
And you know what else I say? That damn near everybody's saying it now.
What?
Listening is an art.
Yeah, but that's a fact.
Listening is an art.
That's fact.
And so now let me go to Brother La just came back in. Evidently, when La come back in, he got something to say, man. For real. Brother La, you got the floor, brother.
I basically just jumped back in to see if anybody was going to answer the question that I asked.
What was the question, bro?
Nobody wants to answer anything.
I wasn't here for the question. Can I hear it?
I'm asking any representative from FBA to elaborate on code and show the difference, lineage between code and law. That's all I'm asking.
There ain't no difference.
Yeah.
It ain't no different, brother. I can tell you that.
So,
this is.
Can you hear me?
No,
Yeah.
Okay, so the code. One of the brothers, he was here. He ain't here anymore. But as one of the brothers cited before, the code is rooted in. So Dr. Neely Fuller, yes, you know what I'm saying. His compensatory code. You know what I'm saying, for how we should move. Another part of the code though is just really in our nature as a people. Like just generally speaking, like you already know. Support each other. That's part of the code.
That's it.
Don't sell each other out. That's part of the code. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't throw one another under the bus. Like that. Like that's like code enough in short. You know what I'm saying? If you want to put it in simple terms, and that's what we tend to not see from those outside of us, if you will.
Oh, you banged on Professor Small, right?
Say
you
what?
tried snitching. You banged on Professor Small, you're off code, right? You bang on other elders, you're off code, right? So then you pick a small population of Africans and you bring it to our public. How many Africans are there in the United States? How many? How many of us are? I said a lot. You're lying. How many? How many?
Hold on, wait. According to y'all or according to us?
No, according to the facts. How many Africans citizens are there in the United States?
And he means continental African.
That's correct.
Okay. Continental African. No, it's not a big number, right?
So why bang on them?
Say what?
Why bang on them?
Because out of that small number, just like us, just like we allegedly represent only 13% of the population, we a powerful force and we make a big difference, right? You know what I'm saying? Political parties say they can't win without us. Now, from among the immigrants who come, like I said, just because you represent a small part of the population, anybody who's qualified out of that small
You're not answering the question.
percentage of the population, you know what I'm saying, they can go to school, do whatever they got to do and run for political office, you know what I'm saying, and then end up undermining Black Americans and our needs and our issues.
Who's really undermining African Americans in this country? How many Latinos are there? How many Latinos? What's the population of Latinos in the United States?
I don't know the exact number. Tell me.
I know, 67 million. What's the population of African Americans in the United States?
Between 40 and 50 mil.
All right, fine. How many African immigrants are there in this country?
You said like 2 million earlier.
Okay, fine. How many Caribbean Americans are there in this country?
I don't know.
Okay, so about 12 million. So at the end of the day, so you got 67 million Latino population, and you got the 150 to 160 Europeans in here, right? Mm-hmm. So why bang on the small percentage of African immigrants and African residents, and bang on the small percentage of African Caribbeans, right? And not deal with the question that the Latinos are highly structured and they're eating our food, block by block, moving us out. Aren't there more? How many African elected officials are there? How many Latino elected officials are there in Congress and in Congress? Right? They're eating our food block by block. I'm not wishing no hate. I'm just saying y'all misguided. Y'all leaking. Y'all not making no sense whatsoever. You complaining, crying, right? But they're out organizing, because you know what they do? They do something that we don't do. They vote. You know what we do, right? We say, okay, we're not going to vote. Okay, we got Donald Trump. You happy? You happy about Donald Trump?
We voted for Donald Trump.
Y'all did that shit. Y'all did that. Y'all did that. Y'all gave him the edge, right? And chose somebody who is the least of color. Maybe she ain't born here, but she did live with us. She did go to school, but y'all chose the white man. Y'all chose Donald Trump, the orange dude. So you don't feel no way about that.
Hey, Red, all due respect, who chose Donald Trump?
And I'm not being smart about it, but no, we don't feel any way about it. Because you want to know why we don't feel any way about it? Is because we told the Democrats. The Democrats they listen to us a lot. The DNC, they listen to us a lot on this internet and on the grassroots. We've been pumping hate crime legislation and reparations. We've been saying that. We've been talking about lineage specific issues. We've been telling them what we want. And this goes to show the power of Foundation of Black America. We've been telling them, and they thought we was playing. Pardon me. They thought we was playing when we told them no tangibles, no vote. No tangibles, no vote. They thought we was playing when it came to that. Came election time, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, Kamala Harris, who's not from the lineage, but was playing in our face like she was, ended up getting smacked. And now everybody else is crying and crashing out and dealing with the aftermath of it. When we told you, we told you what it was. Now, mind you, even still, it was, what was it? 93% of Black women voted for Kamala, and it was like somewhere to the tune of around 78% of black men. Even still, they still, you know what I'm saying, showed that at the poll, but a lot of reports ended up coming back saying that there was a severe lack of participation in the voting process from the Black population. Right. And why didn't issues?
You don't get it. So
brothers, let me know what I can speak.
You gave the orange guy the win. Are we better off? He's not even thinking about us. He's cutting health care. He's cutting vital services.
Reggie, black man didn't give him the vote.
Right? I'm just saying, are you happy? Did you make a point? I just think your hatred caused our generations. You know how many black kids are trying to go to school? All of their grants are gone. African Americans. All of it. I'm not a fan of the Democratic Party, but a lot of black people, what you call foundational Black Americans, are in the Democratic Party. You say you told them, you on YouTube, you're not on no commissions. You just a lineage. You don't do no work. You got no receipts.
That's not true. That's not true. That's a generalization, Elder. That's a generalization.
No, it's not.
That's an extreme generalization. If I was able to, if I were to sit up here and say you black nationalists, you Pan-Africanists ain't outside doing nothing, and I base that on the ones that are only on the internet talking about it, you know that's disingenuous. So likewise, there's foundational Black Americans like myself. I mentor youth. I educate the youth to teach them leadership development. You know what I'm saying? And good citizenship and economic awareness. I'm an advocate for juvenile offenders. All right, I do this. I'm a drug abuse prevention specialist trying to get these vapes out of the kids' hands. You understand? So you're not talking to one of them with respect,
But no, I'm
with
not
respect.
talking
But I
about
just
you.
get upset
I'm not talking
when
about you. I'm
people
talking
say we're
about the
not
rest
doing
of
nothing.
you.
No, we outside. Just don't
You
focus
acting
on the
like
ones that's on the
everybody
internet.
thinks like you.
Black
And
men
you know
ain't
what?
vote them
These
in,
days,
Reggie.
man, we disrespecting our women, right? There's a lot of things that we could do as black men, right? And we ain't doing it, right?
Kind of going off on a tangent now.
You ignore all of that. You
We
can't.
kind
You
of
got a
going in a
plan.
different direction
Like
now.
David Walker, you ain't got a plan.
Just let me know when I
you
can
talk-
speak.
Okay, so like you got Nuri Muhammad there. I spoke with Nuri Muhammad, right? I speak with black leaders, right? I'm not talking about you so much, David Walker, but when you don't got a plan, you plan to fail. Show me your plan. Don't talk. Show me your goddamn plan.
Just let me know when I can speak.
You muted, Bob.
You muted, sir.
Everybody calm down. Let me let Brother La say. I got to bring in La when I see everybody going off. Because La going to bring it back to the, the peaceful state. Let me bring Brother La up in here, man.
I just wanted to compound more so on what the brother was saying about culture, things of that nature. But what I want to say to you, gentlemen, is this: morale does not hold any merit in the court of law. So once again, speaking in regards to code, please tell me something that's going to compound more so on reparations financially towards black people.
Brother Law,
I'll
can I
wait.
talk with you?
Please, brother.
Nah. Finish what you were saying, brother. Come on, don't cut him off, man. Because
I
when
thought
you
he was
do that,
done. My bad.
I didn't know that was you, Harwin. When you do that, people forget what they was going to say. But let
Oh,
them.
my fault, bro. I thought you was done. I didn't want you to go away.
Oh.
No, I'm not going anywhere at all. You say codes, you say law. I'm still waiting for case number so I can check on case laws, things of that nature.
Okay, it sound like we conflating here. So you were talking about like literal like court of law and stuff. When we talking about code, we talking about the code amongst ourselves, our code of conduct, if you will. We weren't talking about legislation and things like that. So maybe that's why the answer didn't land. But I understand now though. But I'll be honest with you. This particular FBA, I'm not that astute in that department. Perhaps there's another one who could answer that, but I ain't about to sit up here in front like that's my lane.
All right, let me move on over to go ahead, Harwin.
Brother Law, let's me and you have a little discussion. Because when they talk about culture, I always use the example of Jews because I don't understand how the FBA's, how you going to get reparations without law. If you feel what I'm saying, Brother Law.
Indeed.
So if y'all goal is to get reparations, which it should be, and I'm with you on that. But again, according to the Geneva Convention, we all have a right to self-determination, self-autonomy, self-identity in your culture. So your culture got a lot to do with that when it comes to international law. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brother Law.
I'm not speaking about morale, because that's
I'm
what
not
the
either.
conversation is going towards.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to talk about international law when you get reparations for crimes against humanity.
Indeed, brother.
Okay,
But once again, that's something that's presented in front of the UN.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm with
So
you, brother.
when
I'm with you.
Oh yeah, we can go back and forth. You ain't cutting me off because I want to talk with you. Because I think we on the same page. I may not know the law as good as you, but I know a lot about the Geneva Convention. When it comes to us as a people, we can't just come there as FBAs, bro, because that's not a term found in history. That's not a term connected to no land. And to N'Golo's point and my point earlier, bro, culture, we're using the word culture too frivolously. too frivolously, because your culture connects you to your land, thus connects you to birthrights. That go back to law. Your culture is the language you speak, your marriage rights. Yeah, your code can deal with that, your religion, etc., etc. But you have to tie that in. So I use the Jews as an example. The Jews, even though we all disagree that they so-called Jews, they have a whole country, bro, based upon a biblical narrative, saying that these people, their language was reconstructed. Go ahead, La.
I concur with everything you have said, brother.
Their
I
language was
concur with everything.
reconstructed. Their so-called Hebrew, by, if I'm not mistaken, Elijah ben Yahuda, their culture was reconstructed. They practiced the culture. So us as FBAs, I agree, we have to have delineation between ourselves. I'm saying that, yo, we are different in this case, that in the last 400, 500, 600 years, whatever year you want to use, there is some difference. But if we're going to go and get reparations, bro, it's bigger than just us in America, because how do you delineate between a Latino that is an FBA that have parents that are actually African that were transported from the Caribbean islands to America during slavery?
How's that possible?
How do you delineate? It's impossible. So again,
Harwin, what I would say is there's reparations on different front. We have lost federal reparations, Congress and Senate, which HR 40, they're not going to do anything about it. We lost a major case, the Pellman Farmer case, where Judge Posner said a harm to your ancestors is not a harm to you. And there's 2 other cases that cite that case. So we can't bring that into federal court. What we do have is local reparations. We have enough issues of damages, right, that we don't even have to go back to the slave trade. But the way we have to do it is to identify harm to us in the last 50 years, right? So and so there's a causal, there's a casual, how can I say, burden that we have to meet. We can show how they redlined us, how they moved populations, right, from place to place, how the equal protection law does not work at all, right? For our people, there's no protection that the federal government ever gave to us called equal protection in the law, that every time that we have a dispute, we have to go to court, but we don't have the money to go to court, right? So there's enough right now for the last 50 years that deals with you, right? The drugs, we got receipts on how the United States pushed drugs and guns in our community. We don't have to go back to our ancestors, right? And so the problem is that, Harwin, to you, is that we need thinkers. We need writers. We need people that know law. We don't need people with social media putting up little chats and thinking that they're smart, right? And David Walker, listen, I think that you're a really bright dude, right? I do think that you're a really bright dude. But when you lay the facts, and then when we come to and we say, what do you know about law? But FBA is pushing reparations, and you're an FBA and you don't know too much about reparations, then we have to ask not you, because I think that you're bright. I have to ask a lot of the other, not Harwin, right? Not Harwin. I have to ask a lot of the rest of you, what is your plan for reparations? That's what law is saying. Reparations and code. You want to be on code, right? That's some street stuff and stuff that you borrowed from Neely Fuller, but you're using the street version. You're not using what our brother Neely Fuller said. What you're doing is you've been hijacking African American culture, right, from the people who built African American culture, but then you are outside of the process. You gave us Trump just because the woman, but look how many other people that we get besides her, right? You don't count all of the Latinos. You don't count Manjani or whatever his name is in New York City. He destroyed FBAs in New York City, right? By watch this, an immigrant population. They all voted for us, and we sat on our hands. Now we're locked out of the process.
So Reggie, you saying that?
Yo, hold on, brother. Hold on. Hold on. I want everybody to pay close attention. I had to go into my archive now. This video that I'm about to play is like maybe, 12, 15 years ago. I want y'all to listen to these words real good. It's in Africa. You got the African Day Parade. You don't see the Africans. You got the I'm interviewing Professor James Moss. The festival that be going on in Brooklyn, the band festival, the African festivals. Where's the Africans at? When we doing our rallies and our marches, where's the Africans at on your side? Talk to us really about that, man.
See, let me tell you something. We think slavery in America was something. Slavery in Africa is still in force. You talking about deaf, blind, and dumb. Don't confuse you because somebody got on some printed cloth that's printed in Holland or India that you're looking at an African cultural expression. That's not an African cultural expression. That cloth was printed in a European country and then sold to Africans. And they've accepted that as their cloth. You understand what I'm saying? Just that piece. Now, they do speak the language, but they know less about their history than you and I do. So you've got a deaf, blind, dumb, backwards person speaking an African language, coming from the African country, came here to be a parasite on their own people with no respect for themselves as human beings. And then because they speak a language, try to play you off like they got something culturally that you don't have. The most culturally enforced African in the world is the African American. Most of the movements that have changed the world that allow all ethnic nations to profit has been our movement. And so we get peed on and played down because these people are so punked out and scared of the white man that they feel because they're scared of the white man, they got to be against us.
Are they our people, brother, or are we our own people now?
No, we got to understand two things. We have a race and then we have an ethnic place. Ethnically, we African Americans. Just like a guy from Africa, he can say he's African, but there's no country called African. He's either Nigerian, Ghanaian, Malian, or something. That's his ethnic nation. Racially, we are together, but economically, we may well be enemies. And we have to be clear on that. That our economic enemy is just that. And if you deal with your economic enemy like it's your friend, you're going to be the loser at the end of the day. Now, we raised the question of Pan-Africanism in this hemisphere. You know, we had the brothers from Trinidad, and then you had W.B. Du Bois, and we created this phenomena. But Africa has never created a Pan-African movement. You understand? Africa has never really supported a Pan-African movement. We had a couple of people in Nkrumah and Julius Nyerere and Mugabe, but most of Africa never gave a damn about a Pan-Africanism because they're still bogged down in the colonial slavery of European Judeo-Christian indoctrination, which is worse than anything that we've suffered. Worse than anything that we've suffered. The illusion of the clothes and the language make us think we're dealing with somebody that has some African purity culturally and spiritually. You're dealing with a confused, backwards Christian that love Europe more than they love their own ancestors. They would not even use an African word for God. You know, in Ghana, if you talk about being a traditional African, you might get beat down in the street. You understand? You're ostracized on the radio. Movies are made to show African culture as being the devil, while Christian culture is coming in as the savior. This is TV shows and on TV in Nigeria and Ghana every day.
God damn, what do y'all say? Who want to explain? What y'all say about that?
I mean, that's
anybody?
I don't hear a contradiction.
Yeah, I know
that's
that.
obvious.
Hold on, Ngolo had his hand up first. Go ahead, brother.
See, that what everything Professor Small said was facts, and people don't realize that the conversation be nuanced. Like when you go on the continent, bro, it's not nobody's saying when y'all be talking about this quote unquote Pan-Africanism, nobody's saying that there's no utopia or has ever been no utopia on the African continent. They currently right now, contemporary times, they not practicing their culture like that. They really trying to be European. So, but when it comes down to these conversations, it's like people just throw out any nuance in terms of they coming over here disparaging quote unquote Black Americans. I mean, you got to look at the mindset of the person that gets to come over here with a visa. They look down on their own village people. They look down like it's always going to be a stratification, a social stratification. We can't get caught up in the emotional. They call me this name, they call me that name, bro. You got to think strategically and politically, and that's what y'all when y'all do use the uncode and y'all quote Neely Fuller. Y'all do not comport yourselves in a manner in which Neely Fuller espoused. He is strategic. He is tactical. The conversations y'all have, he says that they're a waste of time. Verbatim. He says that 95% of the conversation that black people have in America is about nonsense. And anytime you got a group of black people coming together and conversing about something, 9 times out of 10 it's finna be about some nonsense. So like y'all, I mean, I ain't gonna say y'all, we gotta like actually implement the stuff that we quote unquote reading. It's not about coming on here and intellectually, I don't want to say that word. It's just intellectually just espousing, just to be espousing. Like if it's not functional, then what is the point? And when it comes to like culture, my aspect of culture, what I was saying earlier in regards to culture, it's like, bro, all right, so y'all bring up the hip hop, y'all bring up the dances, y'all bring up they trying to copy us. What I'm saying, compare that to the other people that are thriving within this country, within this nation, within this creation. They are utilizing culture in a functional manner. It's not about the ancillary things about culture. They're using culture in a functional manner to constructively gain power, gain economics, and gain standing within a specific country. It's not about all the stuff that we focus on, the little petty little dumb stuff, bro. If it's not a functional aspect of culture, let it go.
Yeah.
Like you brought up the term of joning. Like with the joning, that's nothing constructive that comes out of that stuff. Saying somebody you so black, that's a part of our culture. That's slave culture. There's nothing positive that's gonna come from that.
Its origin was positive.
You said what?
Its origin was positive because it was a survival mechanism.
But it's not functional today. That's what I'm saying. The same with hip hop.
How is it not culture?
No, it's not functional and positive and constructive to our growth as a people, bro. And a lot of the stuff that we cling on to is not. And a lot of the stuff that we put to the forefront of our culture is not functional aspects of culture.
It was functional to our survival, and today is functional to our joy because now today we do it lightheartedly.
Man,
that brings us joy. They had a whole show. Hold on. They had a whole show on MTV where they took our culture and it was called Yo Mama, and they was capping back and forth, but it was all fun and joy.
Bro, that can be an aspect of culture, but that's not actual culture, bro.
That's part of the culture. That's
No.
part of the culture. You don't take one thing from a culture and say that's the culture. It's part of it.
Brother, telling somebody to go back to Africa is repeating white supremacist talking points.
I can't hear anybody.
I said,
your mic, bro.
Telling somebody to go back to Africa is repeating white supremacist talking points.
Okay.
When we say that to other black people, that's white supremacist talking points. I mean, why can't? I mean, I get it. We should have solidarity amongst ourselves. We have a lot to be proud of, yada, yada, yada. But to say that you're a foundational black American and you don't know our history, you should at least learn the history. You should at least be able to engage in the conversation with Reggie when he was talking about this past 50 years. You should be able to engage in that conversation to see exactly what the problem is. But just yelling, I want some money, and they need to go back to Africa is much deeper than that. And like the brother said, it's far more nuanced. Yeah, we crack, we joke. I mean, that's fun. But that ain't what we do when we attack other black people. That's not what we do. And the minute someone disagrees, and this is what I would say, even about like the top tier people in your well, you don't like to say it's an organization, I don't know what else it is, but even in that organization, even amongst those people, it's always, as soon as I disagree, I'm a tether. You know, maybe I have a different opinion. Maybe I think something differently. I recognize that. I like the ADOS. I didn't like the chick, but I like what it means because we are American descendants of slavery, and that's something we need to face. And that's something that we're running away from when we call ourselves Indians. Despite the fact some of us have Indian ancestry, me included, my grandmother's Chickahominy Indian, no big deal. But that doesn't change shit about me being a nigga. Ain't no police ever said, hey, wait a minute, he might be an Indian. That's never happened. That's never happened, ever. And I don't expect it to. So no, we need to. If there's going to be some grassroots shit, it needs to be about a lot more than making fun of other people. It needs to be about a lot. Let's learn our history. Where are we from in the United States? What about our history do we know here?
Should every Black American have roots at? If we came from a place to a place, we don't even have to talk about Africa. Where are we from here? Because you're not from Mississippi. You're not from Detroit. You're not from New York. You're not. And if we're going to be a part of the foundation, at least we should be able to explain what that foundation is. But that's not what I see. All I see is a bunch of gusto and feel-good rhetoric. And we should feel good. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But we need to be adults about it. Let the children be cheerleaders. You're an adult. We need to be adults about it, brother. It's just that simple. You can't just, oh, well, they make jokes about us. It's 53 million of us. 53 million and 2 million. I don't give a shit about them calling me a damn Akata. To hell with them if they got some shit to say about us. It's about us. I feel it. But we got to recognize that we're part of a global community. So we can't shit on the guy on our home. Ask your grandmother. No, take your ass to the library. Many of our grandmothers couldn't do. Your grandmother, take your ass to the library. Get on there and learn what makes you foundational. What is it that makes you part of this country? Where are your people from? Where are the Black people in this country from? Where are we from? What do we all have in common? And we do have a language. We do. We absolutely do. African American English is a language. It's not
bro.
anymore.
Yo, chill. All right.
We don't embrace it. We don't embrace it. We're quick to say how proper we talk. Like John Henry Clark said. He said that a Black man without Muslim or Muslim, without Christian or Christian, and now we out white folk and white folk. Big up Virginia. And I ain't mean no harm, so I'll get your money, nigga. I always
I got you, brother.
I ain't mean no harm. I ain't talking about
I know, brother.
These drifting ass bastards on goddamn social media.
You just gave me an
talking shit about my people. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about you.
I know.
We need you. We need you. You serve a purpose.
All right, hold on, everybody. Hold on. Let me take this time out to thank the brothers and sisters who came through for me today. I appreciate it. Dead Black, thank you, brother, for the support, for supporting the channel. Appreciate you. Gregory Spot, Divine Prospect. Musa Sana. Thank you, Musa Sana, sister. Yeah, look like a female. Thank you, sister. McCarr Williams, thank you. Thank you, Williams. You know who you are. Kevin Johnson, thank you, Kevin Johnson. Fred Shepard. I'm still looking for Brother Lai. I don't see him. Brother Lai don't never give Sakat. I'm not mad at you, Brother Lai. It's all right. You know, give it to the Arabs. I'm good. That was just a joke, Brother Lai. That was just a joke. All right. Malik Johns. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the donation. Thank you, my brother. Deuce Smith. Eric Truth. All right. Beth BETPL. Thank you. That's how y'all pronounce that. BETPL. D Money. Thank you, D Money. Demetrius. Thank you, brother Demetrius. Antonio Gross. Marcus Cole. D Money again. Thank you. Big Cuz. All right. Thank you. That's it. Thank you. Appreciate that. Somebody just came through. Dead Black. Yeah, I said that. All right. That was Dead Black.
Okay. Sonetta, I just want to make a few comments about.
And then I'm closing out, Reggie. I got 4 hours in, brother.
No, it's fine. It's real quick. Listen, we have lots of great teachers. Professor Smalls made a point at a particular time about something that was happening not all over, but particularly in Harlem. And he made some real good points. And though it seemed that he made some points about against the African population, right? Dr. John Henry Clark, right, who is our master teacher, talked about we should not be concerned about the plantation, right? We got dropped off, right? We're not special, but we're special, right? Because we learned some lessons here. The lessons that we have learned here, we should use those lessons. We've had some of the greatest leaders, right, in America, and we should follow those leaders. But what's happening now is we're not following those leaders, people who built America. And so my issue is I need to see receipts of actually people following what our great ancestors said, and actually some of the lessons of the day. This is still Minister Louis Farrakhan. I don't agree with everything he says, but he has a great organization, right? And there's other great organizations. You have to be organized. You can't be a motley crew, right? Social media and cash apps is for individual gain. It's not for our people, right? Organizations do things for our people. Don't you understand that? I don't want to see somebody in a fancy car. I want to see all of us being fed and housed. We can't do that without organization. So those are my comments until the next show. And I'm saying to you young people, accept the fact that you're young, man. Accept the fact that you really didn't do what the people that you're talking about did. Accept the fact they died so that you could go to college. You're not going to college. They died so that you could vote. You're not voting, right? They died so that we could build better communities. We're the latest, greatest, high-tech version of our ancestors. And what are we doing as a group?
They died so we can read.
Our greatest contribution is if we can, in fact, understand what all of our great teachers said and build something. Because guess what? Last point. The European, he run the bakery. That's power. He'll put your rap music. He made money off your rap music. He made money off our jazz music. He makes money because he owns the ingredients of the bakery. The problem is social media hype does not equivalent to power and law. Power. That's what we're forgetting. Power. We don't get power by just hating on people. We get power on something where everybody benefits, that like the Free African Society, like the African Female Benevolent Society, like the African Humane Society, like the Free African Union, like the African Lodge. They did it so that we could, the African Society of Mutual Relief, they did it so that we can all benefit. I'm not looking for the next shiny thing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hate me or love me, I'm Brother Reggie.
Hey, Reggie. Can you hear me?
All right. I gotta say peace and blessings, everybody. Let me let Chad go. Chad wanted to say something real quick. And the reason I let Chad go, because Chad do support the channel. See, when I see people that support the channel, I can't not let them speak. I gotta bring them in. He supports the channel. Go ahead, brother.
For sure, man. I've been on you since high school. I just wanted to say this though, so I agree with everything y'all saying, especially the elders, even Brother Reggie. Like for sure, I've been listening to Brother Reggie 10, 15 years. So I'm definitely with him. But I just think, bro, y'all got a bad taste in y'all mouth about us and the young generation. Like, y'all really, like when I listen to some of y'all, like even in Golo, like sometimes I be like, do y'all even like niggas? Like it seems like y'all like don't think we good or something like that. Like, bro, I'm down south, bro. I got a black county commissioner, black city council person, black mayor, black sheriff. Like, bro, we involved in the politics. We know what's going on. I went to college. I'm trying to get a master's right now. Like, you feel me? Like, we had all that stuff going on. And then as far as the culture piece, bro, Bugs Bunny come from Bruh Rabbit. That came from stories niggas was telling down south. Blue jeans. That used to be called nigga cloth. Now that's American culture, like blue jeans. Like, bro, we contribute the word tote. Like a word that we used to say, toting that bag, toting that. Now that's a part of American Standard English. Like, bro, we contribute stuff to the country. We contribute stuff to the world. We ain't just a bunch of niggas rapping and janking on each other and all this stuff, bro. We having great stuff going on. Yeah, I just feel like no disrespect, I just think some of y'all live up north, bro, and y'all really don't see a lot of like niggas shining. Like niggas is a beautiful thing. But that's all I wanted to say, man.
We gotta shine as a whole, brother.
N-word. That's my point, bro.
All right, hold on. My sister, you see the one I got you up here on this right here. I'm sharing your comment. I got you on the big screen. You gotta stop running. You gotta stop running. We were supposed to do an interview. You gotta stop running. Indian woman. I'm an Indian too now. we Indians now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stop running, sister. Come on and do this interview. All right. Let me go around real quick. I want everybody to get a minute, and then I'm gonna close this thing out. Go ahead and go low. Yeah, one more thing. Stop. David Walker, the sister's asking, do you have social media?
Yeah,
If
on
you do, let me
TikTok.
know.
On TikTok, if you type in at King David the One, the handle is also KD1, and my Instagram is KD_1 official. I'm a rap artist as well, so that's
Oh,
my
you get it in. That's what's up. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, and if you go on my YouTube channel, you'll find a lot of my Pan-African stuff. I gotta update it with more videos.
Yeah,
but like now, you'll see me out there with the youth.
Yeah, you
youth and
trying to
everything.
hide that
Look,
channel,
I don't hide nothing. You know what I'm saying? I keep it raw. I want people to see the growth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, like back to the closeouts.
All right, go ahead, brother, and go low.
No, yeah, people like I love our people. You feel me? Like it's never that. I know our history to the T. That's why I know where we came from and how currently we fallen. So it's not about the emotionalism. I look at what happened in the past, what's happening in contemporary times, and do an objective analysis. I'm not looking at it from an emotional self-esteem lens. When you do that, that's when you start to overlook certain things and certain aspects that are negative and positive that are currently within your culture, our culture. So I mean, it's not really a thing of trying to deter, but we have to be honest. And that, in my opinion, us not being honest and us not taking an honest observation of where we're falling short is a huge problem, and why we're not making the proper prescriptions to where we can do something constructive and actually create our constructive communities again on a general level, and not have pockets in certain silos. So I mean, with any culture, you're going to have negatives. With any culture, you're going to have positives. But again, it's about functional aspects of culture and implementing those to progress your people. That's all I got to say.
Harwin, you up next. Let's go, brother.
I'm going to just piggyback off the brother with culture.
Veggie back, brother. Veggie back.
Okay, I'm vegan too. I'm out of pocket. I'm vegan too. I'm out of pocket,
brother. No piggy.
I'm out of pocket. Yeah, let me go off the brother Ngolo. And not just, we got to understand, we have to reconstruct our culture and implement it. Because the things, young brother from the South, the things that we have added to America, whether it's the light, the street lights, that's all around the world. Whether it's the doorknob, that's all around the world. Whether it's jeans, whether it's our slang, all of that shows our potential. But because we don't have our culture implemented and practicing it, we can't build our businesses. We don't have a nation to capitalize off these things that's stolen out of the patent office. We don't control our skill set with the music, whether it's rap, rock and roll, whether it's hip hop, whether it's blues, etc., etc. We don't control it, so we don't make money, or we're not the dominant force making money off of it. They sending their kids to school off our money. They becoming billionaires off of our skill set. We're not controlling it. So to the brother that said we speak African American English, yes, we do, but that's because that's based off of the way we spoke our African, in some cases, Sanetta, our indigenous languages. That's what that's based off on. So the grammar and how we speak African American English, again, yes, it adds to the culture, and yes, they're gonna live off of us. We the energy of the whole planet. But we have to be able to implement our culture, cultivate ourselves so we can live that way and function that way. Until we do that, we're not going to be nothing. Whether you vote for a Democrat, Reggie, or Republic, it don't matter. We got to come together, because the elder Cornel West ran, nobody voted for him. He was going to do something for us. That's how I'm going to leave it at that.
All right. Hey, Reggie, before I move to the next person, our sister would love to have a conversation with you, and I hope is all right. I hope you do have that conversation. She's very intelligent, and she go by the name of Sister Dots, and she would like to have that conversation with you, brother. Will you have a conversation with her? We can set that up.
Sure.
Okay, beautiful. That's what I'm talking about. Beautiful.
I need to know. She would love to have a conversation with Brother Reggie about, about what we just talked about today. Is she an FBA?
I don't know. No, well, we know she's native, Indian. I guess she identifies as Indian.
Yeah, I can have a conversation, but I definitely need to know what her vantage point is. If so, that today's conversation is about FBA. If she's an FBA, that would be fine. And I just she'll just email you or put it in the chat what she wants to talk to me about. And I appreciate it. I was talking to Sister Dots before, so that's not a problem.
Yeah. All right, King 24. You are absolutely correct. I got more donations on this topic than I got talking about the Israelites. You're right, brother. I agree. But anyway, let me move on over now.
Put up my Cash App because I don't have a wrench. So put up my Cash App. I contributed a little.
Hey, I need my people, moderators. If you got my brother Dr. Reggie Cash App, throw that in there. Find that for me, and let's get Reggie Cash App in there.
Yeah, I just need a little lunch money tomorrow. I don't need dinner money, just some lunch money. So $1, $5, whatever.
Okay, let's go right on over to Brother Richmond. What's up, brother? Close us out.
Big up Virginia. Yeah, I feel you. I appreciate you for letting me on. And again, I heard the dude, when you said the young brother, they said that about all of us when we were young, bro. I mean, don't get too frustrated in that. Because when I was young, they said that I came up in the 90s. I came up in the crack era. You know what I'm saying? So they said the same thing about us. So don't look at it like that. But we as young people, what I wish I would have done, to be quite honest, I wish I would have taken some of that criticism to heart. Because that young shit is a blink of an eye, bro. 35 coming and 45 right there. I'm serious. And like the brother said, down here, we do got our own way of doing things. We got our own way of looking at the world and all that. And that's what permeates all over the world. And that's a beautiful thing. But we shouldn't let that turn into vanity. We should let it turn into pride. We should take pride in it without being vain. Being vainglorious is never, it never works. It never works because you'll always end up trying to outdo yourself. And we are wholesome people. We're forgetting our humanity. That's one thing we had. That's one thing we didn't lose. Going through slavery, we never lost our humanity. We came out of that humans. And we need to study that. We need to study those slave communities, study that what we came out of, instead of ignoring it and try to cover it up with being some Indian or some bullshit like that. Because your black ass ain't no Indian. I had to say that. Big up Virginia. Thank you, Sonetta.
All right. Let's move on over to Rakufu. It's on you, brother.
All right, family. To the young brother that was speaking earlier about the word toad, I just wanted to iterate that the word toad is a West African possible Bantu word, which meant to carry. So, yeah, I know it, and it said it first appeared through the South. So the South did, but don't forget your seed. It's just because you are a root or something, you know, roots come out of seeds, 360, right? So now I'm just saying, we got to keep our African connection, and I want y'all to know that, like the word the homie, you know, we all say that, and the brother from Virginia let you know that too. The South, the East, the West. I'm out here in Cali. I'm from Detroit. But I know people from everywhere, and everybody I know black, we do not say the homie. We say da homie. Hey, there go the homie. It's not a dumb way of saying homie. It's an accurate DA West Coast African dialect for TH, da. And it's a kingdom called da homie that a lot of us came out of. With that, peace to the homies.
All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you. All right, let's go. Who's next? Let's go to DJ Joker. DJ Joker, you on the call.
Right on, brother. Appreciate you. Again, my closing point is just with FBA, keep it focused on lineage. And something that we're missing is the census. If you're on the 1810, 1830, 1850 census, and you can see your family classified as Negro, they'll also show you who was enslaved, who was in the house, plantation. I'm from plantations on both of my family side. So I was able to find that. And real quick, I just want to point out, the Trump thing. A lot of us just didn't vote because neither party, it's like picking the two lesser evils. Neither party had anything for us. White supremacy up front, we either gonna confront that or we're gonna deal with the collaborate side, Kamala Harris, who only had LGBT and Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B for us. So we can't go for that. And the last thing I'll say is about being up north. I'm from St. Louis, but I live in Cleveland, Ohio. I've been here for 8 years, and I live in the historic neighborhood of the Huff community. And I actually serve as a steering committee member and a community liaison for the Cleveland Foundation. They're doing a big historic restoration over here. And what Brother Reggie was saying about redlining and things like that we can prove in the last 50 years, those are the things that we've covered. Those are the things we attacked here, boots on the ground. And it actually led to us opening up the first Black-owned brewery in Cleveland. And we opened up a lounge and studio club that was dedicated to the old Blacc Strip that was on Euclid that got closed down during the race riot. So I just want to let you know, some of the young brothers, we out here fighting, and peace and love to the family. Thank you. Blessings, Si.
All right. Thank you, brother. All right. Moving on over to my brother now, David Walker. Let's close us out.
All right. Brother DJ, man, you are in Cleveland. I'm here in Ohio too, man. I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio, man. We might have to link up sooner than later. But I'll close my statements by quoting Elijah Muhammad's teacher, Master Farah Muhammad. He said, "I can sit on top of the world and tell everyone that the most beautiful nation is in the wilderness of North America." He didn't say nobody else was beautiful, but he had a particular focus on us here. And he said the most beautiful nation is in the wilderness of North America. To my FBA family, and this applies to those who may not identify as, but if your bloodline goes back to the foundation of what is now called the United States of America, just know that you are a beautiful people. There's nothing culturally wrong with you. You don't have to adopt anything from anywhere across the water or anywhere else in the world. Just like Leroy in The Last Dragon, you go looking outside of yourself for everything, trying to find validation. Everything you need is in the mirror and it's in your bloodline. We got the most influential culture on the planet. We got the hardest fighters on the planet, not taking anything else away from anybody else, but you're gonna rep your home team the hardest. You know what I'm saying? And I believe, you know what I'm saying, we got a few Super Bowl rings under our belt, if you get that analogy. You know what I'm saying? So just know, have pride in yourself, love yourself, and just know it ain't nothing wrong with you. And I'll close out by saying, Bablule Kuk Kak Papa Wacky Rut, Aluluvuve Yako You. Peace.
Peace. Thank you. What that mean, brother?
I can't tell you. I can't tell you publicly, but those who know.
All right, now you down
So
with the
just to show that we do got a language, you know what I'm saying?
All right, so you down with the secret society movement, huh?
Yeah. No, that ain't FBA language. That's the language from our ancestors.
All right, Rastafari. Let's go, brother. Let's go. Close us out.
Yeah, so I going to push Marcus Garvey, because Marcus Garvey is my forerunner for the Moors and, for most of the American awakening, Martin Luther Jr., the whole Malcolm X, everybody, we all know. So when we're talking about the awakening, we know one of the person that really came and awake the people. So we're proud of Marcus Garvey. Bless up to the FBA brethren and everything. Bless up to you, sir. I send you that email for that track, for that brethren, so you can listen out the track. And I mean,
what is my email? So make sure you know. What is it?
Why be saw.net at Yahoo.
All right, that's it. I want to make sure I get it, man.
Yeah, but just send it to you and listen to it because it's a nice mellow track and the guy going all the way to give you what you probably want. It's a nice vibe. So
all right.
We put in the work. So one love to the brethren, one love to the house, and you don't know this is where we live, Rastafari.
When did you send it?
I just sent probably half an hour, 20 minutes ago.
Okay, and your email is what?
Daya Kareem 80.
Okay. Daya Kareem. I got it. I see it. Thank you, brother. I see it.
Yeah, listen it out, and I want you play it because I want to bridge into yeah. And I'm saying, oh, he
Yes,
put in the work for you, yeah.
Yes, sir. I'll play it right now. When
Yeah.
I'll play it. Hold on. I'll play it when let me get to my man first. Let me get
All
to Suntan. Suntan, let's go.
Peace to the panel. Peace to everybody. My brother Reggie. Brother Reggie brings up one good point, and this is for everybody because it's coming from me too. You must be a student. You must learn about what you're trying to stand up for. You got to get educated in the law. You got to get educated in everything that will get you those reparations. You just got to know it because that's what our adversaries know. They know the law. They wrote the law. So you got it, and it's there in libraries for us to know it. Educate yourself. And don't worry about belittling nobody. Your education will belittle people. You know, do what you do, but you must educate yourself if you want to go out on this frontier because it's there. Just educate yourself without a long story driven out. And I couldn't hang around with my boy Tariq Rashid. I listened to him, but Sinette and them, we had a little something in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. It was a little something better going on that I was reaching out for. I wasn't reaching out for no reparations. I was trying to find my spiritual way. So that's how I moved away from Tariq to over here. So just stay educated. That's what I'm sure everybody's parents and everybody elders tell. Education, man, that's the best sword you can have. Trust me. Peace. Oh yeah, and I land with that. That's
Dr. Reggie, let's go.
That's Tariq word. I'll land with that.
Okay, so I've spent 40 years in the Black movement. I have been trained by Professor Small, Dr. Leonard Jeffries, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Joseph Ben Jokanan. I have been trained. So you should listen to what Brother Suntan just said, right? And I've served, and I love my people. What you have to come through, what I came through is if you think that you are right, you have to do it by action, not just by words, right? You have to serve your people. I've served my people. I've taken jobs just for Black people. I worked at the Schomburg Center for Research and Black Culture of the New York Public Library for 5 years, right? I served under a public defender's service for 16 and a half years, specializing in restorative justice for Black folks accused wrongly incarceration, and help those that actually did it and got them home. I've actually had boots on the ground. If you think the difference is, so I'm pretty well educated, and if you think that I'm wrong, then every time I come on, and Sarnetta knows, I'm gonna bring facts. And I do love you, but I do think, but parents and uncles, they don't just say they love their children, they teach them how to survive, right? The love is when you survive. If you're not able to get through me, then you're just gonna have to do more work. And I'll just share you one thing, right? Here's my screen and I'll close, right? Sarnetta, can you share it? Great, share my screen. Okay, so I don't have to do anything more in life. I've raised a son, he's in a PhD program, right? But many of you should know that I am really a DC comic human hero, right? So there I go, Brother Reggie.
Can you blow that up a little bit?
I don't know if I can blow it up.
You don't know how to blow it up? I can, I got these spectacles, I can barely read it.
Yeah, that's basically it, right?
Okay.
So I'm a human superhero, a human hero, not a superhero, right? So even DC Comics, there goes your Brother Reggie on the front page of this particular comic, doing the work in the street, right? And noted, but I don't really need, I'll stop sharing the screen. I don't need DC Comics. What I do need you to watch shows like this and then communicate with us. Push us back. Say that we're wrong. Show us that we're wrong, but show us with receipts. Don't call us names like goofy and slow and talk about my speech. I have writing. right? Get through, Brother Reggie. I have been trained by the best. Now, that's a tall measure. I hear you, but show us all we're asking for this generation. Show us the receipts that you can stop killing each other, right? That you can take care of the elderly, right? And respect your elders, respect the young people, fight for them. Don't yell at me. Do the work. Thank you so much, Brother Sarnetta.
All right, new music from my man, Rebel Rastafari.
Hey, Reggie.
His people, new music.
Now from Cushan Daya from Ghana. Cushan Daya. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
House of consciousness. This is the house of consciousness. This is the house of consciousness. The house of consciousness. DJ Sanetta is live on the streaming. So many backbiters keep fighting. DJ Sanetta keep moving. DJ Sanetta is live on the streaming. So many backbiters keep fighting. DJ Sanetta keep moving. Sanetta at the seat, him at the control. Check your mind and your soul. Sanetta at the seat, him at the control. Subconsciousness. Subconsciousness. Consciousness. House of consciousness. This is the house of consciousness. This is the house of consciousness. The house of consciousness. House of consciousness. This is the house of consciousness. This is the house of consciousness. The house of consciousness. Sanetta at the seat, him at the control. Check your mind and your soul. Sanetta at the seat, him at the control.
Yeah. Thank you, my brother, Rebel Rasta. Love it. Let them know. Thank you from the House of Consciousness. Tell them thank you. We love it.
Yeah.
Right. With that, peace and blessings, everybody. I'm gonna be rocking that now. I gotta rock that for a minute now. Peace and blessings, everybody.
Hey,
you already know Revelation gonna be mad. He gonna say, "Sir, I gotta make you another one, brother. I gotta make you a new one, sir." You know, Revelation. Shout out to my man Revelation.
Blessing Revelation.
From Kia the trendsetter. You did it again, man. HOK female sound. None of them can better than Sanetta. Violate the general. End up in a blood clot funeral home. Anchor the AK, Jabari got the chrome. Hector was the heart, we sending them home. Regina the alley with a Cuban and a galley. Send you back on Nile Valley with a shot in your toe intellectually. How click the link if your scholarship stop him. Or just want make you cry with the truth. No lie, my youth, him a really story. And 21 gun salute for commission. Not a brother, a hustle, a move like all left found the black woman not all like Dulce and a yarn of our sister freedom. I don't hold panel, no what time for Bible thumping. The minute them see me come, revelation set. From Kia the trendsetter, none of them can better than dance on it. None of them can mother dance on it. Them got a podcast but saw better.
Coast to coast, we be banging. Coast to coast, we be bringing all this knowledge, we be slanging. In the HOK, we don't do no entertaining.
Speaking true, speaking fashion.
What the niggas just a layman. Better get on one accord. The future can be yours. Ancestors push you more. We gotta go explore the sciences and math. The future's based on class. You bout to catch my wrath. We turning up this track.
In the dark spots of the light.
The dark heart still fight. We gotta make this right. Talk right now. We learn how to stand up and stand proud. No man down. We fam now. House of the Cox, my clan now.
Frankie and the trendsetter. None of them can mother dance on it. None of them can mother dance on it. Them got a podcast but saw better.
When I look at you niggas, I see what I'm not. Go take him, a little bit of her, mix it with them, and put them in a pot. You still can't get none like me. It might sound the same, but it's unlikely. One white tee. If I lift it up, then you niggas gonna see where the gun might be. I thought I told ya. Afro Nation, revelation, we some soldiers. Signetter put this team together, now it's over. We got the weight of the world up on my shoulder. When you get conscious information, hearts turn colder. Now look at these trappers who rapping the same, so stuck in their lane, systemically, chemically. I'm thinking something is wrong with their brain. As long as they paid and for in the chain, I got nothing to say. They in love with the gang. I traded my gang for change, and now that I changed, a few things still say the same.
Frankie are the trendsetter. None of them can mother dance on it. None of them can mother dance on it. Them got a podcast but saw better.
All right, peace and black power, everybody. We out of here. Peace. What you were saying, Harwin?
I was saying if I could talk to Reggie, you can end the show. I can talk him in the background.
Oh, nah, not right now, man. I got to take care of something. I got to take care of something. You ain't got Reggie's number?
Nah.
All right, I got to call you. I got to check it out. I got to take care of something, y'all.
Love to talk to you. I love to talk to you. Like your work.
All right, I got to talk to you.
All right.
Peace. Yeah. Hey, Harwin, you want to give me your number? We offline. That way I could probably call you and call Reggie together and let y'all talk. Or is it private, which I got to talk about?